Hello there. My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar warlock cleric multiclass and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DMs Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJH Creations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at Aldermancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at SwordGhost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show. Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, the party fled their encounter with Jaw and his crew of the On Crab. Well, fled after dispersing the form of the captain.
Thank you.
Yeah, we fucked him right up. Thank you.
Fled beneath the waves to avoid a growing storm. There we are. Using the properties of your ship, the Guild Star. Captain Throck led you beneath the waves to recover. After multiple conversations, some between Barden and Athar, Kiara, Tazriel, Matthias, and Owesh, anticipating a growing discomfort in the days ahead, you began to notice a strange, oily substance emerging from the waters around you, affecting the dome. And finally, the massive, decaying carcass of a leviathan whale appeared before you in the deep depths of the Pictal Ocean, and your vehicle was rapidly approached by a series of fish-like entities.
That's
They look like friends.
Now I gotta
They
just
look like
switch
cool
over
friends.
to this little screen real quick and show you all how massive this fucking map is. If I can even, I don't know, like,
Am I in the wrong
multiverses.
place? Like, what?
Oh no, you're here. You just can't see the whole zoom out.
Oh,
So,
okay,
mode
okay.
if I can.
I'm trying to zoom out actually, and it's not letting me, which I think is because this map is so fucking bonkers
Oh my
that
god,
it's
wait.
broken
the
my
fuck?
computer.
It
But
is
anyway,
nightmarishly large.
there's a
No.
lot.
No? No.
Yeah, no thank you.
Everyone
Nope.
watching stream getting spoilers. Now, who is on deck and who is below deck?
I think I was
You're
on
on
deck.
deck. I think
I'm
3 of us
below.
were on deck.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
Yeah,
I
I
was
think you were
with
there too.
Star.
Oh,
Mhm.
but
Yes, you
I
are
think
the
we were
bottom.
getting ready to fucking
Down.
go. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. You are on the lowest deck with Asar, Oesh, and Tazriel. You are on the main deck, and Kiara and Matthias, along with most of the rest of the crew, you are on the upper deck, where you can see the bubble and the dark waters. The creatures that are approaching you, they're strange. First, their bottom halves, their bodies, are sort of long and sinuous, almost eel-like, slightly transparent. You can see bones through the flesh, glowing and pulsing slightly. A network of veins of blue and green visible through the flesh, leading into these upper bodies, similarly translucent, but covered in floating frills, whiskers, massive teeth, not just on the face, but on the arms and upper body, and faces that are almost impossible to discern expressions on. Some have these strange sort of dangling contraptions that glow in front of their faces. Others, their flesh melts almost, descending over eyes and mouths, so all you can see are just wrinkles of this translucent skin. It appears to be a group of about 12.
I'll ask Drock, are you familiar? Is she on board? No, she's under. Is she under?
Drock is on board with you.
On the
By the
deck. Are you familiar with these beings?
There are a lot of water folk from where I come from, but not. These appearances are alien to me.
wow.
Do, 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 do.
Kiara's gonna put the hand up on the dome again to kind of like help clear any cold things. Basically, create a viewing place.
viewing
And just,
port.
like, yeah, stick her face
Frost
real close to
melting
it.
away.
Whoa.
Do they look
Again,
friendly?
Kiara. You and Kiara can both give me insight checks. You have disadvantage because these faces are not like any you've seen before.
Ugh.
All right. Give me that insight. How good am I at insight?
Ooh.
Not good,
Well, I rolled
I'd
17
imagine.
and a 5, so 8.
It is insane how much these dice hate this character. I cannot explain it. I can't explain it. I got a natural one.
I can explain it. It's cause he's an emo boy and the dice know it.
Yes, that's true.
And
You-
the dice know Matthias likes to suffer.
Genuinely, between the two of you, you have no idea. These creatures, people, whatever they are very alien to you. It is very hard to read any kind of expression. You do note that they are wielding weapons. It looks like some of them have sort of like these sharp spines. Some of them have these like sort of carved out of bone, these like hooked claw spears. So they definitely are armed and they're swimming towards you with intention, but that's about all you can make out. Matthias especially, even though you've traversed the waters of the Kvekdal before, you've never been, if you have been under, you haven't been this deep under, you've never seen anything like this.
I would love to like put myself somewhere where they can see me. Can I find a spot where I can like try and make eye contact or
Just like putting your face against the glass, doing the
Yeah, if you move
Blowing
forward to
bubbles
the
against
front of the boat, you can do that.
And
Oh, Kara will come with you.
yeah, and I'd love to just like put my hand on my sword and kind of like, he'll say like, stop or halt. Yeah, he'll put his hand on his sword and be like, halt, and like hold a hand out and try and like say with body language, like, please don't come any closer, without like showing that you're chill, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me your vibe identification.
Vibe
Do
check.
you think they speak? Kara will ask, do you think they speak common?
I don't know, but it would certainly be helpful if they did.
Kara's just doing this.
Kiara waves.
Well, Kara waves and then goes, oh wait, no.
Do either of you speak Thieves' Cant?
Thieves can't. No.
Both of the people who speak it are allowed to.
You made choices and now we all must live by them.
stabbed with an arrow.
I'm the one that made a choice. Listen, I'm being a good fuck me. I'm being compassionate.
What now?
Hello.
Oh my god.
He's being a good party member. He's being a
I'm
good
being-
party member.
I'm being a compassionate member of society.
Yes. Well, the one that approaches first and closest, you can see, resembles a sort of flat-faced shark. The eyes are recessed and sort of to the side, got this long nose, and these fins that sort of come up and back like long hair that are actually pierced and torn through with what looks like bits of ocean debris. Driftwood is slung over the back and buckled over the chest, which is bare. Thick, muscled forearms with these sharp, spiky spines, wielding a machete of some kind, but again, it looks like a gigantic clamshell that has been filed down into a weapon. You can see the edges of the shell as it wields this weapon and approaches closer to you, Matthias and Kiara. Will you both, you're helping each other out, so this time both of you can make a persuasion check, or one of you can make it with advantage?
I have a pretty decent persuasion. I roll bad.
It's still a high DC
Do you want to
because
give me
you're
advantage?
not speaking the same language, but
If, up to you.
I want to try because I want to do
Okay, let's try.
because he has proficiency in this. So I'm like,
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
come on.
Dirty 20.
I got a natural
Natural
20.
Yeah! What's a total?
That's a 26.
yeah.
very persuasive.
This
We're just
creature
very persuasive.
swims up to you, the glass of the giant dome, and presses one webbed four-fingered hand against it, very close to your face, Matthias, and then just sort of
Our Kara
moves
backs up.
in and out, almost like it's smelling you. The recessed eyes, sort of the head turns and then scan up and down and then move back. And it gestures behind to the massive floating carcass where you can see in the distance scavengers, creatures floating and diving in and out of the ruins. And then very slowly, the mouth opens. You see 3 sets of recessed teeth, and the lips curl up in a distorted smile.
That's hot. Oh. Wasn't on mute.
You aren't on mute there.
You shouldn't be on mute when
Yeah.
you're saying things like that.
Man, I really wish Novel could see this. Just
Kara
like
literally
another
does
creature
this
trying to
again.
grin.
Let's see.
Matthias, should we stay here
Or
should we move back?
I don't know. Since he like gestured to the whale, can I like hold my hands up in a kind of like, we don't want anything to do with it. It's all yours. Or like, you know, not our business.
It gestures back again in sort of a collective motion, and then a very clear come out and play expression.
I'm not so sure about that.
You note that the rest of the merfolk have begun to surround the boat in a loose semicircle.
Drock, I'm concerned about these people.
Most of the encounters that I've had with merfolk have been generally positive unless you intrude on territory. Again, they're hard to interpret, but this doesn't... First, I think we can take them.
Right.
Second, I'm not sure what they're trying to communicate, but it doesn't seem like we're intruding.
I suppose they were gesturing towards the whale as though they wanted us to come with. I don't know if we can steer any closer.
I can attempt it, but I don't know what currents or what this oil might cause to my ship. I can lend you some equipment if you'd want to explore.
Kiara?
I got a new tattoo. I can do it.
Oh. Maybe
Well, not alone. I don't want to go alone.
Barden and Kiara. Yeah.
let's...
And Asa.
If you have equipment, I'd rather you not go alone.
Yes, please.
Beetle. The kobold, little, short, steps forward and says, "Yeah, I gotcha.
Are we going diving?
One moment. Where's my beetle?
This is
noise. Fuck.
This is a great time for me to tell you
I
all
can-
about my deep and abiding fear of the ocean.
Sloan, that's why I got a water breathing tattoo.
You're so smart.
Beetle steps forward and concentrates really hard for a moment. And just like out of thin air as he claps, a little chest appears and just falls to the deck and clatters. Says, "Well, that might not be the right one." And he claps again, and you see just like a thick cannonball drop out of thin air and hit the deck and goes, "Ooh, oh, sorry about that, Drock." And finally, you see 4 shells clattered to the deck. They're blue in color and glowing slightly, shimmering, and almost metallic. And then like picks them up, passes them to Drock, and then just sort of like pulls his hands apart, and there's like a sucking sound, and the cannonball and the chest disappear.
I don't know if the mic picked that up, but
What are these? Kiara will pick one up.
what are those?
Well, if you've gotten one of Asar's tattoos, you might not necessarily need it, but takes the shell, one of the shells, and just sort of presses it to their lips, and it expands over the bottom half of their face like they're wearing a mask of some kind. And you can see as they breathe, it just sort of opens in and out like this.
Oh. All right.
We should tell the others before we go.
Yes. Barden, you coming?
Is Barden's not?
Barden's not there.
Oh, I thought
Barden's
they were.
below.
All right, let's go find everybody.
She's on the ship, but she's not in multiverse,
Yeah.
but not in actuality.
Yeah.
As you step away from the glass, there's a sort of slap, a wet slap on it, and you see the shark-like leader is still staring at you, Matthias.
We're coming.
Kiara does that. Hold on, I'm coming.
We're coming.
Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
The universal sign of like,
Wait.
calm your tits, whale. Jeez.
Be patient.
Okay. On the bottom, the hull, this little opening. Asar and Barden, both of you see the sort of black oil that's trickling through the water now. Asar says, all right, now there's a sort of hatch a little bit deeper and to the left over here. We have to actually seal it, like submerge, and then we'll be able to dive under. You don't want the water like flooding back up through the ship, so it can take a few minutes to like do the decompression process. Here we go.
I think this is novel at this point. And they do the thing of no one else does the diving with you. No one else will see.
Well, none of the crew usually. Drock has like been in the water with me, but I'm the only one who can actually like swim at the speed that I can swim. So just me.
That is perfect. It'll be nice to stretch for once. But takes a minute to basically buckle their clothes so they fit properly. So like their trousers buckled tight, so everything that Barden wears actually fits Novel. It's kind of a little bit comical, but it just about works. Like whoever tailored it worked that into the design.
Nice.
And just the big coat and just like, okay, I'm so excited. This is going to be so exciting. I love it. Okay. I'm ready.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah. He sort of leads you, like slides that section closed, and then a little bit deeper to the hull, to the middle section, and you see there's just like another little bubble on the floor here where you can see almost like 2 layers of glass, so it's harder to see in. But will you give me a perception check, Novel?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a 19 plus. That's a 25.
A 25. As you approach this bubble, you very clearly hear through the wood steps coming down towards you.
How many people know how to get here?
Well, the lower hall is open to everyone, but this...
No, is unbuckling everything. just swearing at themselves. Just, fuck, I knew it. No, I'd never get to... And just... I'm back into the garden. And just...
Asar just
Sorry.
like unbuckles one on your back.
Thank you. Fuck. Oh.
Next time.
That would be nice.
And then you can come below.
And finding Barden and Asar, I guess.
Barden!
Hey.
We're going exploring!
Oh,
We were going exploring.
Let's go together!
Going in the water. You like
Yes,
your coat? It's gonna be cold. I mean, I think you'll be fine, Kara. You know, with your hurl.
It's okay, just stay close.
Oh no, I've got my coat. It'll be fine. I've got the charms.
Are you guys going down?
We're going... There are some marine folk who came up to the ship. They...
Asar runs past you before you finish explaining.
Oh,
All right.
if you see Oish and Taz, tell them we're going down.
I can...
And then Kiara will tell, I was gonna say Kiara will tell Sloan. Kiara will tell Matthias, I don't think Taz wants to talk to me right now. He's kinda grumpy.
What happened?
Oh my god.
We'll talk about it later. Let's do exciting things. Listen,
my
Kiara is a petty
God.
bitch. Leave her alone.
Matthias is like, something else? Fucking again? What's happening? It's again.
This is our leader, damn it, Kiara.
No, he's my friend.
Gavin definitely just like pulls Kiara forward, just like, no one could be mad at you. I don't know what you're on about.
That's what you think.
There's a pounding up the steps. Taz, you've been sort of reading through your notebook, right?
I've been standing in front of Oasis' door thinking, am I gonna actually knock on this door? Do I want to get into another fucking Darren interaction?
You're standing in front of the door. And then you just hear, like, from right next to you, a, like, thump, 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 and you look and you see Asar is pounding on Oasis' door next to you. Hi.
Hey. Well.
I'm following behind Asar, for the record. Tazriel, we're going out, and then I guess, Sarah, whatever you'd like Oish to do.
Yeah, a few moments later, Oish, the door opens and Oish is actually at it, like holding their staff and just looking so fucking wrecked and tired. What?
We're going.
Excuse me.
We had some merfolk approach the ship, and they seem to want something, perhaps help. So we're going out to see what we can do.
Are you coming?
Yes. And just like turns back to go gather their things, and then we'll join everyone on the deck.
Well, Chaz is just like, well, in his head. Guess we'll ask later. And follows Matthias.
Yeah. You pick up. And I'm
The only way to get the wizard to go do something they hate is put something that they're curious about in front of it. Fuck you!
wherever we end up
Do your
gathering.
thing.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll sort of go back up to the deck to get any materials you need, but the entrance, like to get into the water when the dome is closed, is that hatch on the bottom. So you will, like, Asar will take you back down to that hatch where you can step in, the water will fill up, and then you can go and dive beneath. It is incredibly cold. You can wear, your jackets are not like tight waterproof jackets, they're more like big furs, so they're gonna get really sodden.
Mm-hmm.
They will protect you from the cold, but I'm gonna give you all a choice. You can either wear your cold weather gear and move 10 feet slower, or you can not wear cold weather gear. You might have to make constitution saving throws to avoid like cold damage at certain points and areas, but you will move your regular speed.
Question.
Yes.
I have the benefits of wearing the jackets without wearing the jackets. I have resistance to cold
Yes.
damage. Do I still have
Yes.
to make that choice? Okay.
No.
Good, because I'm already moving slower today. That would fucking suck.
Yeah, I think that Matthias is just gonna barefist it, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Kiara's gonna rely on the internal heater.
Yeah, I think so. I think Bard will just be like, maybe Kiara, if we get a bit chilly, you could just use your magic. Heat us up a bit. Would that be okay?
I can try. We can just snuggle.
Gamers. Am I there at this point?
Do you?
I think Oeshu is kind of pulling up the back, says, you might want to check first if whatever we do means you can actually cast spells underneath. Spoken and all that.
Kiara looks at Asar.
I don't have that problem.
Well,
It's a problem
I
you
guess
do well to be prepared for.
I can breathe underwater. I wonder if that means I can speak underwater as well.
I mean,
Well,
does it have to be a voice, like an actual word, or can it just be a sound? Because if you go would it work?
Yeah.
Would it work? Like, I feel like it should work.
I'm gonna let the wizard answer that.
It's all about tone, right?
It's just you know when I feel like Away's experiencing the feeling of like someone who got their like PhD in like genetics and vaccine production and then goes on Twitter and people are like, I'm taking ivermectin.
Did you just call my magic ivermectin?
No, your understanding of magic.
My understanding of magic is, ooh, I can do it.
I think that Awesh with a great deal of restraint, says, in my experience, it's been words, but I am not quite aware or cognizant of what the limitations of your magic may be.
Neither. But the warmth, at least, like my natural body warmth shouldn't change, I think. Maybe even if the spellcasting doesn't work.
All right.
I mean,
Ooh,
maybe
I
if you
know
use
what I
one of the
can do.
shells, they'd give you some space to talk. I don't know how
I
they
think
work.
I think there's only 4.
I don't need one.
What?
I don't need one.
Did you get a tattoo also?
In their head, it's just like, shit. No,
You did
it's,
dive underneath the water during that encounter, didn't you?
What, you guys can't breathe underwater?
Most people can't.
Away shoots Asar the most withering look.
That's so
Varden
weird.
just grins at him, just like, it's something new.
A very you should know better.
I'll be fine.
And then Kiara's gonna get on her tiptoes up to Barden's ear and say, "Is this a new thing like the Dale thing?"
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Let's go.
I'll show you.
Maybe. Beetle is able to explain to you all. These shells will allow you to breathe underwater, but you will have a tough time communicating or actually speaking coherently while you're wearing them. You can pull them off to cast spells, but that does run the risk of you actually swallowing water. So keep in mind, breathing, casting.
Okay, then Kiara's not gonna take a bubble because
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kiara and Barden, due to the nature of your abilities, if you needed to use any verbal components for anything, you are both capable of it because your breathing is now more inherent and you don't have to wear anything over your mouth to do it.
Okay.
Kiara is going to want to, just in case, pre-cast some stuff before we go down, but that's gonna be like right at the very end.
And I think Taz will just look at all of our companions and we'll say, sorry, Asar. Should I do the mind link? It'll be difficult to speak.
What was that?
Preferable, yes. The mind link.
Oh.
Yeah, so, can y'all hear these dogs?
No.
No.
So each of you feel Taz touch your mind once again, a familiar feeling for all of you at this point. I think I've done it with everybody.
How many can you do?
All of us?
Some reason I thought there was one less last time. Because I remember Barden was.
At one point there was, but then Alex let me, like, I can do my hive mind with the whole gang.
Ah. Hell yeah.
I just think it's nice when everyone can talk. It's less mental load to remember who can and can't hear things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Group chat.
And it's gonna last 5 hours.
Excellent.
Dope.
That familiar pressure, although, if you don't mind me saying, VJ, I think it's a little stronger this time too, a little more pointed at first. The pressure. And then it fades away.
I don't know any difference. It just doesn't feel any different to me.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think Kiara will mutter "ow" under in all your heads, I guess now, but very under her breath.
It's like a migraine coming on for a second and then it fades.
It is something. Is something
Wishful
wrong?
thinking.
It hurt for a second.
Uh,
Just a little bit, not a lot, but more than. I don't think it ever did that.
Apologies. I don't.
I didn't feel
And-
anything.
You must be getting stronger.
Wait, did this get cast on
Whoa.
everyone? Did it hurt everybody?
Yeah, did Asar get Jordan?
Yes.
No, Asar. I was about to turn to Asar and say,
Just us.
Asar. That's why I apologize. I can mentally connect myself with
Like in people's
other-
heads?
4 other people using this. You're not in it. I'm sorry.
That's weird.
Yeah, maybe sometime we can do something one-on-one because I can do that too.
Maybe. Not.
If you want,
That's a little. Ugh.
I can tell you a
Makes my
story
back-
while we do it.
Dude, you can tell me a story out loud, then I can
I mean,
write
yeah,
it
I
down.
can.
Okay, so you are all now mentally telepathically connected, except for Asar. Just a few notes. I don't know if any of y'all have done underwater stuff before, but underwater combat means that you make melee weapon attacks, that's with a sword, not with a ranged weapon, with disadvantage underwater unless you have a swimming speed, which Barden, I believe you have a swimming speed, so you can use your weapon as normal without disadvantage.
Swimming speed.
Okay, then, oh yeah, you do. So you can also do melee weapon attacks if you need to. Or unless you're using a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. So Matthias, your javelins will work as normal underwater. If any of you have, Taz, your psychic daggers are not affected by this either. Ranged weapon attacks automatically miss if it's been beyond the weapon's normal range. So if you have, something that's like 150 over 600 or like 20 over 60, you can only throw a dagger 20 feet. It automatically misses in the range where it would normally be at disadvantage. Unless it is a crossbow, a net, so Matthias, you can use your net as normal. Again, a javelin, spear, trident, or other thrown weapon like that. Any creature fully immersed in water resists fire damage. So if you're underwater and you try and blow someone up, resist to fire damage. Underwater spell attacks roll as normal. You can use any kind of spell attack as normal underwater without disadvantage. But if you cast a spell underwater that requires verbal components, you stop holding your breath and you start suffocating.
Cool.
The wizard.
Hey, what the fuck?
The wizard is so fucking.
That's for you, Sarah.
And then you have a
You
number
love
of
pain.
rounds equal to your constitution modifier before you drop to 0 hit points.
Cool.
So you can cast a spell, begin suffocating, and put the shell back on. But you have to use one free action on a turn to do it. So you can take it off, cast a spell, put it back on the next round. If you have a -1 constitution modifier, then you're boned. But otherwise you are
Bone?
fine unless something else.
Thought I have a fucking high constitution, but
Yeah.
no amount of high constitution will constitute against trauma.
You can also hold your breath for 1 plus your con modifier minutes. So whatever your con modifier is +1, that's how many minutes you can hold your breath if someone tries to take your shell from you, or if you get to an area where something is affecting you, etc. And then if you don't reach an air at a number of rounds equal to your con modifier, that's when you drop to 0 hit points. Also, if you have a swimming speed, you can swim all day without penalty. If you do not have a swimming speed, you roll a constitution saving throw of a DC 10 every hour you spend swimming.
I have
So, yeah.
one quick question.
Mhm.
So we drop to 0 hit points. We do death saving throws. Once we do 3 pass, we stabilize. We start. Is it just like a battle of attrition at some? We have
Yes.
to keep doing. Okay. All right.
Grim.
Ooh, boy.
I was just thinking, what if Matthias died here and then respawned back to where he died the first time?
Like a save point.
Save point.
Bones,
Matthias,
all of
like,
Matthias' deaths are save points.
Bones did you sleep in a different bed? You need to set your spawn point, dude.
Matthias doesn't make his bed one day, and it's like, that counts as destroying it, my guy.
God. Are we about to go down?
Yeah, I think Kiara. I think Awaish is going to pull aside Kiara before they go down. But yeah, what's up with that?
I have to make a group announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're gathered and getting ready, Matthias will say, "This oil seems similar to some that exist in the wastes. I've seen it do things to people in terms of their body and their mind, so be careful and just try not to touch it."
Okay.
Awaish quietly turns to Asar and says, "Do you have a vial of some sort?"
Fuck! Jesus!
A
Yeah.
vial? Yeah, sure. And he pulls out a little like canteen thing. Canteen? Is that right?
Mhm. Yeah. Much appreciated.
Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. Can all of you keep a secret?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
You promise? Okay, I'm gonna go first. He pulls open that bubble hatch with it. It's like a little... and then opens it. Steps inside. It closes behind him. The glass hatch, after about 30 seconds, slides back. Water floods in, and he's just sort of sucked out.
What was the secret?
Then the glass shuts again. The water sort of lowers, and then the hatch is ready to be opened by the next person.
Is the hatch the
I
secret?
think
You'll
No,
see.
I think we have to go down and see it.
Alright.
Wait,
I'll go next.
Put that seashell on.
Yeah.
Matthias, go. Wait! Before you go, Kara will quickly cast Bless on the four of you.
Aww.
Excellent. Wait, let me put that on.
Blessings.
Put that on.
Also,
Taz-
sorry, Awaish, Kiara wanted a quick
Yes,
sidebar.
Awaish is going to call Kiara
Yes.
aside. God. They're not being mean. They're not. I just am
No, it's
preparing
okay.
for my
I
character
love
doing
this.
something that may be misinterpreted yet again. It's fine.
It's okay.
Um,
Kiara will say, Matthias, don't go yet, as before they get pulled away.
Alright.
Yes?
I feel that it is important to make you aware of something as we are getting into colder climates.
Okay.
As you seem to have some kind of belief that your warmth will keep you safe. Things that are warm on the outside quickly become cold on the inside, Kiara. It is those things that are cold to the touch that retain. Be careful.
Thank you. I will.
Let's go.
I'm gonna cast
you can
Pass
take a
with...
point of inspiration.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good shit.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on everyone.
And then
Barden,
before
do you want to go
Matthias goes
first?
down,
I was just gonna say Barden's happy to go first. She's like,
Okay.
If you
I'm the strongest, and I can, it'll be fine. You guys will see it's fine. And heads down, and waits to be shot out of the fucking ship.
Before all that happens, Taz gives a little smile to Kiara with the bless. And also I think he takes off like his shirt and stuff because he doesn't want all of that being wet. So my AC does go down by 1 because I am currently unarmored.
Okay.
But yeah, bare chested out for the homies.
Whoa!
Nice.
the homies appreciate.
The scar too?
Yeah. I think at this point he realizes, like,
That we're all gonna see you naked at some point?
No, that you've already that all of you have seen him topless at this point
Yeah.
because of the fight. So he's like, I don't have to explain anything to anybody.
I don't remember if anyone has made checks on this. I know Kiara recognized it.
I'd like to if I can.
Yeah, I'll take a. If you're okay with this, VJ, now that everyone's like looking, I'm gonna give people checks to see if they can kind of recognize or notice. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, have at it.
Okay, cool. I'll take history or history checks from Barden, Awaish, and Matthias.
I'm gonna roll to see if Awaish actually is curious enough, because working with criminals is not unused to seeing scars, so it'd just be like, oh, it's scars, but might be like, oh, what's that from, in a let's gauge this danger type of way. All right,
That's a 19,
they're hella
baby.
curious. That was a 6.
A 19?
7.
7.
That was a. I gotta look at my history. 17.
17. Okay. Both Barden and Awaish, you recognize that it does resemble a map of some kind. These scars are very interesting in that regard, but you're not familiar enough with like the actual layout of Abjur to get any of the like, there might be particular markings or particular places that this represents, just that it is deliberate in some way.
I think I'd like to add so scarring mixed with tattooing to get that kind of mappish look, but also some type of creature with like talons did something all up and down his chest and arms, since he's topless now.
Kinky. Awaish also takes off a lot of their clothes because, again, resistant. And the scar from the arrow is like this knot of like twisted flesh on their chest. And they grin a little at Asar and say, I may have some work for you. Oh, sorry, that cut out. I may have some work for you.
That one's new. Okay. Well, wait, no, Asar's gone.
Oh, wait, Asar's outside. Fuck. I'll say it later.
Say it later. Cool. Excellent. What armor is everyone... Maddie, are you wearing your regular armor?
No, I really don't think so. I think that Matthias is of the same mind where he's like, he's not gonna wear a lot of clothes, probably down to like small clothes and shit just to keep it from dragging too much, but he might put on like arm braces just to have something, like arm brace, maybe shin braces, but that's really it. So not a whole lot, maybe like +1.
Yeah, let's call that like sort of leather bracing that you would have.
Sure.
So that would be your 10 plus your dexterity +1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kiara is, I believe she has leather armor anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, she's gonna take off like any extraneous like flowier pieces, so it's much more streamlined. And then if everyone's going down, before Matthias goes, Kiara will turn to him and say, would you like the protection again?
I'm hoping that we won't have any issues, but it might be good just in case.
It will last for an hour, and as long as you stay within 60 feet of me, so don't go too far.
All right.
She's gonna take your hand, and you'll feel warmth where our hands are touching, just like go across you, as she casts Warding Bond on you.
Hell yeah. AC 13.
Nice. So that gives you +1 to your AC, and all +1 to saving throws and resistance to all damage. But I take the same amount of damage that you do take.
Okay. All right.
Also, for the purposes of this, what I'm going to say is that Warding Bond is not going to connect one person drowning to the other person drowning because you just drop to 0 HP. You don't take that much damage. So,
That makes sense.
if Matthias, for any reason, like, does go unconscious or anything like that, it will not affect Kiara.
Good.
Also for, like,
Oh, thank-
safety reasons. So.
Yeah, fair.
Good. Cool. All right. Into the hatch. I want to be reborn.
You all
I wanna get
sucked.
Matrixed.
Okay.
Give me the suck.
Actually, let's do. I know it's a little early. Y'all good with doing a quick little break right now to use the bathroom before we dive into this big old map? Cool.
Dive.
Yeah.
Dive.
Empty bladders before going into spookies.
Whee! Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
We'll be back.
We'll be back real soon.
Bye. Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Strungers.
Drungers.
Hungies, they strange.
One by one, each of you step into the hatch. Feel the water billow up around you, and then are pulled out by the pressure into shockingly cold and dark depths. I'm gonna hide their little ship now.
Goodbye,
This is bad.
Ah,
And you are currently in. Oh, shout
Hey,
out
thank
to
you.
Isometric for
Yeah,
this
big
map.
Oh god, I still have blood on me. Fuck, and an arrow. Get that off.
There we go. Get that out of your inventory.
Trying.
You can press X to put them down, I think. That might do it.
we cannot move without each other.
Yes, you are
There you go.
currently in exploration mode, so y'all will stick together. But before you go too far, goodbye, the rock. Exit the premise. There's just some
Goodbye,
blood and
Dwarf.
an arrow. I gotta control SR. There we go. We still have.
Control him.
He's his own little guy,
His own little guy.
and he's very sweet. Okay. There we are. All right. SR is talking. Yes, he is. Oh. It's gone. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Perfect. So, as you pull yourselves out into the water one by one, feeling the cold surround you, you see, waiting for you beneath the boat, a gigantic creature. Some kind of massive seal with a single horn.
Oish is freaking out, but does send a little wave towards.
Each of you who are wearing the shells on your faces, there's this one sort of just like warm patch of air around your face, and a little like bit in your mouth that you find that as you breathe in and out, as it slips under your tongue, you can breathe as normal.
Barden definitely waves at Sar.
Is that's a SAR in your heads?
That's a
The
SAR?
seal does sort of a flip over and then blows out a stream of bubbles.
Oh yes,
He's good, isn't he?
that's wonderful.
Also, because it's probably pitch fucking black, Barden is gonna cast Dancing Lights, and at this time they are a little, like, fleeting fish just darting around her head. Little golden fish, just like little minnows. Or whatever is native to the salt marshes, if there's anything there.
Very
Yeah.
cute.
think-
Little salt minnows. I like that.
Kiara will also cast light on if Matthias is going first. Maybe on like one of your bracers or something.
Oh.
Unless you
use
don't want
Wonder
it.
Woman.
Otherwise, just cast it on her own bracer. That's fine. But I just figure if you're in the front, you need to see.
He's got dark sight, haven't you?
He does.
But we still need some light, like in total.
Oh, yeah,
black.
yeah. it still helps.
yeah.
Whoever wants the light can pick up this little lantern.
Sure,
here
sure.
if they
I'll
want.
do it.
Little lantern.
What? Do I press for that? E?
Aw,
There we go.
thank you for my little lights, Alex.
All right.
You're welcome. As you swim forward a little bit, adjusting to the cold, you see that the ring of merfolk have sunken down and are now surrounding you all in a circle beneath the boat here.
Wave.
Do any of you speak Aquan?
No.
Mm-mm.
Actually, Alex, I decided that yes, I do speak that instead of Abjurian. So
You spent your whole life blowing bubbles at people, and no one's ever understood you, but you finally found where you belong under the ocean.
Wait
Under
a
the sea.
second.
the wizard has a spell for this, don't you?
I don't have a spell for this, but can I do something? I'm
You
so
always ask
sorry,
me
I
that,
don't-
and I don't know what you're gonna do.
I'm not breaking any rules. I'm just asking for time to do something.
Yes.
Okay. OH has this shell over their mouth and very clearly is massively uncomfortable to the point that like they are hanging back further than they normally would, have their staff in their hand even though they're underwater, and eventually they just I don't know what hyperventilating would look like underwater, but they rip off the shell.
Shell, there's like pulsing in and out, and then you pull it off.
Yeah, they rip it off, begin to suffocate, and then cast Alter Self into aquatic adaptation.
Yes.
What does that look like?
You adapt your body to an aquatic environment, sprouting gills and growing webbing between your fingers. You can breathe underwater and gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed.
How long does it last?
1 hour. So they still have the shell, but like just very clearly could not handle having that over their face and sprout gills, and their fingers grow webbed and take a very cold breath and shake a little bit as much as they can underwater and then keep following. They do not speak Aquan though. They do speak Thieves' Cant.
Did you take Matthias's shirt off?
I've been trying to figure out how to take Sig's clothes off, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I
And
think
what
I
about
got
it?
I got it.
How did you do that?
Oh my god.
You go into the upper right and you click on the little smiley face for the character studio, and then you click on clothes, and if you click on the clothes, you can take them off. Means I can also take Asar's hood and shirt off.
Everybody get
I definitely
naked.
Get naked.
It's the beach
I think-
episode.
Beach
Oh,
episode.
look at him!
First
He's so
beach
cute. You can see
episode.
his big ears. No.
Oh my god.
I think
so
Garden
hot.
definitely went down to the crop top and the under trousers thing that she usually wears, like left all the other stuff up there. They
Oh,
are-
Kara
she is
looks
very
so weird
tired.
without all of her layers.
You asked before if we knew Thieves' Cant. Any chance these lads try to communicate with us?
Fish.
Oh my god.
My god, Maddie, your chest is like the sun.
He's very pale.
So real.
What if I just cast light on your chest? I'm kidding.
The swordfish got me.
It was good. It was real good.
So good. Okay. 1 second. I need a minute.
What the fuck is it though?
Oh my god.
It's a SAR.
I think it's a
star.
because it's got
Yeah,
the
that's
horn,
him.
the big horn.
Oh
Big
my god.
fish. There's a musical about that.
All right, I'm good. Okay. Whew, I'm not crying. What was I asked?
You
Thieves'
said,
Cant.
do any of you speak Thieves' Cant? Any chance they try to communicate with hand messages so that we're not just standing in silence?
Yes, exactly. So at first, as you are surrounded, almost like vibrations through the water, this flat-faced shark creature sort of descends down, moving very easily through the water to your level, Matthias, and then swims, maybe uncomfortably close. I would say you can feel the way that this massive black tail moves through the water, displacing it around you, sinking down to your level, and then just sort of a stream of bubbles out and a low, like a horn noise, a hum that you don't understand. after a moment, another one descends next to him. This is a even more translucent than the rest, I would say. Those like light colored blue and green veins, and almost a veil of sort of like wing-like extensions over the face and coming off of the arm. Just layers and layers of this material, and then begins to move their hands in a motion that both Tazriel and Awaish can recognize, almost like a different dialect, I would say, of sign language, so some things aren't coming across as clearly, but manages to convey the impression that this is a scavenger's party, and by bringing your vehicle close to this gigantic carcass at this period of time, you have earned scavenger's rights.
I translate that in our head.
In a way, kind of makes it known that we understood what they were saying.
Mm-hmm. This creature nods and the fins bounce up and down in the water. Along that note, they are all wielding weapons. This creature also communicates to you that part of the reason they approached was to let you know that anyone who has scavenger's rights is not supposed to harm or attack anyone else who has those rights while they are doing what they do. So they will not attack you, and therefore sometimes will travel in large groups together like their own cohort when they are diving.
Oh. So they're a group of scavengers as well.
Yes, they're also a group of scavengers, and they will not harm you for as long as you are scavengering.
Interesting.
Yes.
Can I do a perception? Because I think if Barden saw them with the translucence, they'd just be like, "Hello, you look, you look more like me."
You absolutely see and notice it. You don't need to make a perception check for that.
Okay. Do they look like mermaids that I've seen in books?
Ooh. Actually, give me just... I'll say either intelligence or wisdom. Up to you with a different result based on what you pick.
Oh boy. What's my bigger? Oh, I think my wisdom's better. Oh, it's a 7.
Ah, with a 7.
Sad. Oh, wait.
You
Do I have an
wouldn't use
inspiration left?
Inspiration. This is particularly related to your origin, so it might be worth using.
I have 1 inspiration left. I'm gonna use it.
Go for it.
Oh, 17. Do I add
Excellent.
anything?
With your wisdom.
So that's a dirty 20.
I love that. I'm very glad. So this actually informs something that you didn't know, which means that part of the reason that your body has been sort of adjusting to what you've been going through is that you are incredibly naturally adapted to survive difficult environments. Which means that the like sort of translucent skin, seeing this creature makes you think it's likely that whatever your origin or where you come from a place that was hostile to most people and therefore have naturally adapted to be better at shifting and changing for your environment. Why would you need, skin that could be seen if you existed in a space where you didn't need to be seen? Why would you be able to breathe underwater and also most of the time not need to have those skills if you had not your species had not undergone a long journey that had traveled through many different environments? So you, particularly because you've picked wisdom, you recognize that survival is something that is kind of essential to where you come from.
Huh. Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm
yeah.
intrigued by this corpse, especially the oil. It's not something I'm used to seeing in this way. It's also quite valuable, but if you all are willing to take a look through, let's just keep our wits about us, and as soon as we're not scavenging, I suppose they can do anything that they want, so take note of that too.
The shark is still grinning at all of you with those 3 rows of teeth. You also note...
It's fine.
It does look like all of them are wearing like trophies of some kind. Now that you're actually closer, not looking through the glass, you recognize like torn bits of sail, bits of rope, some earrings and jewelry that look like they're, probably not, they're not made of like pearls or things from the ocean floor. Looks like they all do have some things that might have been taken from some sunken ships or ships that they sunk.
All right.
A temporary alliance, to be sure.
Okay.
Asar is still
Wait,
swimming
wait.
around you.
Just sort of says in the group chat, just like, can you ask them when the alliance stops? Is it a time? Is there a sign that it's over?
I'll sign that.
Mm-hmm. They look over to the leader and the rest of their group, and then sign back to you when Scavenger's rights are gone. But nothing more clear than that.
And translating, I think we're just going to have to keep our wits about us this
Be quick.
entire time.
All right.
Be quick about it, just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
You may all move towards the carcass.
Swim
of this
deeper.
gigantic whale.
Down with the carcass.
Carcass.
Beach episode.
Oh,
Beach episode.
I love the saw.
How long does Bless last?
An hour?
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember if this was a
Taz
minute
got
left.
big cow ears.
Oh, he does.
Oh boy.
When did you get?
Floopy boy.
Oh, isn't that on the orc section? I think.
So cute.
Ah,
Okay. Oh. Swam off the
Not-
stairs.
not what his
Now-
ears look like, but that is very cute.
It is cute. You first pass through.
He's a star.
he's maybe too
He's
big.
so big.
There we
He's
go.
fine. He's fine. He's precious.
He's flooping around. Y'all know he's a seal. I will
A
turn off
15-foot seal.
A massive 15-foot seal. But I will
Is he a
unshape
narwhal?
him.
With the horn.
He is not really a There we go. Okay. He's
Special
hanging
seal.
out. You first
Hanging out.
pass through, again, strangely like something out of a dream, the gigantic ribs of this creature. It looks like some of them have fallen in front and to the side and been picked clean. But the main area that you enter as you swim forward, this other scavenger group sort of diverts from you, moves away, and enters through a different side. A gigantic lolling mouth that hangs open, tiered sets of jaws, again unnatural, not one but 4 or 5 teeth longer than you are as you swim through them, and then through a passage like a long throat into a first open area. The inside anatomy of this creature is unnatural. There's not just one of anything. A spine sort of snakes its way through. And then the flesh itself is bony in places. Strange, again, to the touch, a harder material. As you move through throats and then along long passages, there are these glowing growths that appear to be fungi of some kind. I'll take either investigation or nature, if anyone is looking at those.
I'll take a look at them.
Take a
I
nature
find my
check.
die.
Ooh, that's a 21.
I'm gonna look at him and find out nothing probably. With the natural 1 and my 1 brain cell.
Nice.
I'm not focusing very well, I guess. That's a 12.
26.
26 and a, what was it?
21.
A 26 and a 21. And were you guys doing investigation or nature?
I was doing nature.
Okay. Barden, As Taz gets a little bit closer, there's something that clicks for you in your mind from a book you've read about glowing things, sometimes glowing to warn off people that they're dangerous or shouldn't go near them as like a defense mechanism. So Taz is sort of like swimming closer to one of them, and you recognize that. And then Taz, as you like lift and look and pick up this mushroom, you note that it just sort of disconnects from wherever it's growing out of these like thin little roots, and it stops glowing once you pick it. So it looks like these are what's called lantern lures. They're a kind of mushroom that glow for as long as they are planted like in their natural growth area, but they will stop glowing once you carry them. They do not appear to give off any spores, and as far as you know, are neither poisonous nor dangerous in any way, besides the fact that they will just give off that light.
What's up with this calcified flesh? What's going on there?
Do you want to, you trying to understand what it is?
Yeah, he's just gonna like go up
It's
to it
bone.
and
Everyone wants
okay,
to know.
I get it that it's bone. I just want
Bone.
to take a closer look because Matthias is not feeling so hot about the fact that this creature is so fucked up and so far south. So yeah, he wants to take a closer look and like see what's happening.
Give me perception.
Okay.
This is a DC 12. If you beat it by 5, I'll give you additional information.
Okay. That's a 15.
A 15. Okay. Matthias, looking closer, it's almost like the flesh itself is turning or changing before you. As far as you can tell, this creature, the process of its decay is part of what's causing it to look like or transform into a different material. But the rest of the anatomy, you're not sure if that's natural or not.
Okay. Interesting.
It is
That's-
quite literally going to bone.
Interesting.
Which is not something, I don't think that's something that, I think you might have seen that before with some giant creatures in the waste, but it's more like they turn to ice or they slowly freeze. They don't literally like turn into bone.
Right. I would love to pop off just a quick little divine sense. Anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet, not behind total cover.
You do not sense any of those creatures, and this place is not under the effect of any spell.
Okay. All right.
Which also tells you that, as far as you know, the creature itself is definitely dead. It's not like a
Yes.
big undead monstrosity.
That's good at least.
Yeah. You guys come to an area that's a little bit more open, like a hole or a pierce, like a giant talon has been sort of shot through it, and there is this spout of water, like bubbling and frothing. And I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, cool.
No, thank you.
Blesses and
God.
Matthias, you add
Thank goodness
+1.
I have bless.
You have advantage, Barden, because you're a barbarian.
Yay, love that.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Barbarian.
Okay. And then we do a +4, D4 for.
That's D4.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're within, I think, 10 feet of me, you get a +3.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah?
3.
I'm a 17.
I apparently
Am I within
moving
10
on
feet of
screen.
Matthias?
Yeah.
Can be if you want to, baby.
Yeah.
I would have been because I'm staying close for warding bond.
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of lagging behind a bit. I understand if the answer is no.
That's up to you.
Okay, so 30 plus 3. Okay, got it.
I'm just not
Oh.
swimming as fast. I got an 11.
Nice.
I got an 8.
Jesus.
With
With
plus a
bless
D4?
and a +1.
Oh, wait, I can add... Oh, that's right, I can add a D4. Hold on.
Oh wait, I got an
So
18
did you
there
get
with the plus one.
5?
Huh?
Because you get to add your bonus to yourself too, right?
Yeah, so I added +5. I rolled a 3, okay?
Okay. And you also get 1 from Warding Bond.
Yes. Yeah, I added everything. No, trust me, I added everything. I got a +3, so that's 11.
30.
Hey, twins!
Hey. All right,
What a
Rogue.
dexterity saving throw?
I get a 7 just to saves. I get that extra 3 from Matthias. I got a 3 on the bless, and I got a 17 on the roll. So yes, I got a 30 dexterity saving throw.
Wait, what was the Matty addition?
+3.
Oh, okay, I got a dirty 20 then.
Okay, so who did not beat a 12? Excellent.
I have disadvantage.
I know this and I love you.
It just starts spinning.
No, as you move into this more open area, you first notice that there is quite a bit of debris here. And then the spout of water, as you just like catch glimpse of the frothing bubbles from the light of your glowing bracers and the dancing lights, just sort of like sucks and then throws you up against the ceiling. And both Awaish and Matthias, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
But Matthias
You
only
take
takes
half of that.
half. And
And
Kiara
I
takes half.
I take 3. Ooh.
Matthias, you are thrown against the ceiling. It knocks, well, the breath out of you quite literally for a second. You have to like cup the shell back to your mouth. And then Kiara, you feel like someone has just sort of punched you across the sternum.
Yeah, I think you just see Kiara go. You okay?
I think that he just puts it, he like is slowly putting together what just happened in his head. And then just like,
I don't have enough brain cells for that.
Wow.
I mean, hey, if you think that he wouldn't, if you think that he could still get away with it, then
No,
that's
I am
fine.
fucking with you.
Okay.
I
I just wanted
together.
to. I want to respect the fiction. I just thought it was an appropriate
No, no.
time.
It is.
No,
a
it
good
is.
time.
Okay.
It is.
No,
Do it.
Kiara trying to hide this.
No!
Okay.
This is the first time she's experienced it too, because I don't think she took damage last time she cast Warding Bond. So this is the first time she's like, oh, this is what it feels like when I take damage from somebody else.
And Matthias just
Also,
like
we were all caught by surprise.
over the mask, just like narrows his eyes at you.
Are you okay?
I'm
In the brain.
fine. What was that?
I don't know. Garrett's looking at the thing.
Don't be dense. I met with you.
It's part of the spell that protects you.
I wish I'd known that earlier.
It didn't come into play last time. It may not, but it helps me keep you up. And it helps us work together. Do you want me to take it off?
No. It's a good idea. I just wish I'd known it earlier.
As you are sort of flung up against the ceiling and then pushed back to the edges of the walls, the rest of you are able to very like deftly navigate, like sense the pull of the current. But this room, as I said, is filled with debris and rubble. Looks like something was swallowed by the creature here and has been like slowly smashed to pieces in this repeating cycle. But there might be some things of note.
Wanna look?
Yes, let's
Yeah,
explore.
Awaish, like,
Whoever
travels
was
down the wall from where they got slammed, and just kind of backs into a corner, then sends out an unseen servant to look for them.
I think Barden will like message Taz and just be like, if you want to start looking, I can lift things for you. I can move things out the way. together, I think we could find things.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be
Yeah.
really appreciated.
So can I give Taz advantage on investigation?
Yes, you can.
I just start picking
Look,
things
use
up and
me.
putting them down in different places, and that's how I search for things.
Just move.
That's how I use.
I pick things up and put them down.
This is where Matty is just putting things in a line.
This is how I use strength to make investigation rolls.
Anyone who wants to can make that investigation check. If you beat a 15, you get to roll twice on a table. So
What do
otherwise you get to roll once.
What do I get for a 28?
You get to roll 3 times.
I was kidding, but yeah, because that is a natural 20 plus my 8. So, what die am I rolling?
First, I just want to know who
Oh yeah,
beat a 15. Was it a 15? I said.
yes.
For
I was
investigation.
helping Taz.
Investigation.
So
You have to
Yeah.
meet Barney. Yeah.
Does anybody
Am I
else want
still
to help?
exhausted?
Up to you.
I think I rested. I think that's what I remember. I just can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I did beat a 15.
Okay.
We got an 18.
Oh, Pooja, you're muted.
Thank you. I know what Kiara's gonna do instead of investigating, but I'll let y'all investigate first.
Okay, excellent. So that is 2 for Awaish, 3 for Tazriel, and what did you get, Matthias?
He is looking around, but he got a 5.
A 5. Excellent. Okay.
Could I
He
roll to
told
see
me
if,
not to be dense.
could I roll to see if there's any languages that I don't recognize on the buildings, if they're carved or anything?
Oh, sure. Give me a perception as well for you, Barney.
If I can tell where this stuff came from.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say 13 plus. I think it's 6. Yes, 19.
Very.
So as she's lifting boulders, she's like checking them out.
Unfortunately, you don't understand Aquan, but there are some of these intricate carvings that sort of resemble, I would say, seaweed in some of the broken stones.
I'm gonna try and remember them
Mhm.
to draw later.
Taz, could you give me roll a D100 for me 3 times,
Wow.
and give me those numbers slowly.
Okay. Okay. All
What shit did we find, baby? Come on.
Y'all like loot?
I love
Loot.
loot.
Love loot.
Okay.
Loot?
Bitches love loot.
18.
Okay, wait. All right, 18. Give me the next one.
81.
81. Interesting.
53.
53. Okay, and then Awaish, will you roll a D100 for me twice?
Yes. Now, it's only if I got a 15 above a 15 on the first roll, right? I don't just keep rolling as many times as I get a 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 16 and 18, by the way.
16 and 18. Okay.
Let me get my D100s out. I should have been prepared.
Oh, sorry. That was
No,
okay.
yeah, those were my investigation rolls. I'm so sorry.
no worries.
All right, 98
98,
and 84.
84. Excellent. And let's do one for Matthias.
Oh, I get a little kitty,
Little face.
a kitty roll.
Fun
Yay.
fact, the word loot in this world and in game world comes from Abjur.
Oh,
What?
Ooh.
Well, loot comes from Indian languages.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
like that.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
That's actually
Alex.
really neat. The idea that maybe Raj culture creates such beautiful items that it's actually spread across to different countries. People being like,
Yeah.
wish I had some of that loot.
Alex was feeling me being so envious of the D100 rolls from across the apartment. I got a 24.
I did say you got an extra roll for if you got above a 15. But you were taking the time to look through. You're gonna find something. You're not gonna just pick up nothing.
Yay!
Okay,
It's
Space rock.
excellent. Tazriel, you find as you are pushing through, Barton lifts up a rock, what appears to be a naturally formed sword of some kind. It hasn't been broken, even though it seems to have been moved against the rocks over and over. It is sort of like a twisted fossil shape, almost like maybe it came from some kind of creature and has been sharpened over time. And it is unbreakable. It acts as a unbreakable longsword, so it cannot be broken.
Minecraft. I'm breaking 4.
So it's an
3?
unbreaking longsword. So it's sort of shaped like a shell or a fossil.
That's gonna be just.
It is not, however, it is not magical, so it doesn't do magic damage. It's just unbreakable because it's naturally that hard.
Barden is just like, next time we have one of those fucking closing doors, that fucker's not closing.
That's true.
Just like using it as a fucking doorstop.
Oh,
It's gonna be good.
You also find, Tazriel, as you are looking through, some kind of sea trap. Looks like maybe it was used for fishing or lobster catching, and it is full of bait, just like these wiggling little worms of some kind in this carefully wrapped with twine trap. So you have sea bait, which is useful for it has a very pungent smell even through the water. Very useful for attracting all kinds of different creatures.
Alex, when you see creatures, you don't just mean fish that we can grab and eat, do you? Do you mean
You don't know.
Do I recognize the bait? Having, being in a dock town?
This is more like deep water bait, not...
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No worries, just wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. And then you also find, looking through Tazriel, this is the last one that's kind of your own find as you're navigating, but just around the edges here, hidden under the debris, these small bits of multicolored coral, bright even in the dark depths of this underwater, blues, reds, greens, 3 pieces of coral, and it appears to be slightly shimmering, enchanted of some kind. You can expend one of these pieces of coral to add d6 bludgeoning damage to a spell when you cast a spell that does damage. As if you use the coral as part of the component, it adds a splash of water to the spell. Does a little bit extra damage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yo. Question, Alex, just to make sure so I'm right in understanding. I could not say. So let's say I cast Dissonant Whispers, and I'm like, hey, can I crush all 3 of these?
You
Or
can.
is it
Yes. So it'll add 3d6 to the Dissonant Whisper spell.
That bitch is already strong. Cool.
Oh wait.
Ooh.
What does my invisible little guy turn up?
You're gonna fucking love this. First, as you are navigating through with your unseen servant, it brings back to you and carries over to you a compass. Carved, made out of wood, and this thick bronze heavy metal. As the unseen servant turns it over, you can see it doesn't appear to be pointing north, but rather back in a random direction. You're not sure where, though. And second, it also carries over... Here we are. Also carries over to you some kind of harness. For a second, you think maybe it's for someone to wear, but as, you sort of, turn it over, Asar, who's been hanging back, comes over and sort of nudges it with his nose, and it looks like it is a riding harness designed for aquatic animals.
Oesh looks at it, then looks at Asar, who is nudging them. Holds it up.
A spout of bubbles.
I'm riding Asar! Yeah. Oesh fits the harness on Asar and just hug.
You have a sea harness. It's a little tight on him because he's pretty big, but it adjusts between the range of like a dolphin, a shark, and a seal.
Oh my god, that's so
That's very cute.
Which is actually pretty nice because you sort of can like it's like straps over your legs, so you have your hands free as you're.
Is it
I don't
pretty?
have my hands free because I got them wrapped around my buddy.
It is very old, worn leather, but there are like these little faint wave indents that have been carved into it. And finally, on our little loot table here, for Matthias. Sounds like I waited my turn. I've been so patient. You are like sort of looking through a little bit, lifting things, moving things, picking them up, putting them down, picking them up. You pick up a rock, and there's this squat little purple puffer fish right there.
Okay. The rock back down.
You put the rock back down, and it just sort of like, and a little like purple cloud emits that you can like sort of wave away, and then disperses after a minute. This puffer fish, if you squeeze it, does 1d10 poison damage.
And it's just around.
It's just a guy.
This little guy.
Wait, did I squish it already?
No.
Okay, so it's still.
Yeah. It does 1d10 poison damage in a radius of 10 feet. So you get one squish and a 10-foot radius, 1d10 poison damage. If you're underwater, there's no save. If you're above water, there is a save. But if you're underwater, it just fills the water in a 10-foot radius.
I grab it and it makes a squeaky toy noise.
Yeah.
Pooja, do you have a noise?
I don't know if it's being suppressed.
No, I didn't.
No, I can't hear it.
Oh.
Okay. Among, and then just generally looking around, you guys also find an additional 68 gold pieces.
Ooh.
68 or 6d8?
68.
68
number's
gold
next to the number
pieces. Putting that in the notes.
While
Okay, I know that was a
while everyone else is using their brains, Kiara, with her one brain cell, is going to, I think, kind of run through like little cantrips and stuff to just see like what, because Oish had mentioned magic, what does and doesn't work, including creating fire. So,
Your little firebolt is just not super effective. You can't really get it to catch on things. You can kind of like, you know, there's like a little bit of sail and you can try and firebolt it and it just sort of like sparks for a second and then goes out.
Does Eldritch Blast work?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That one's.
I don't think does Eldritch Blast have a vocal component? Oh wait,
It
you know,
does.
it doesn't matter for you. 'Cause
But
you're-
for me, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the proper
cool.
way out of this room?
Not only that, but
That's
is the,
It's a dead end, actually.
Fuck.
okay, is the compass pointing towards a dead end or is it pointing in a direction that I can follow?
It is, as you move around, it is vaguely pointing, as far as you can tell, because you're pretty fucking smart, back towards the way that you sailed from.
That's not helpful. I can't go that way.
It points to the closest land mass.
Ooh.
Damn, that's really helpful.
Mhm.
All right, y'all, we gotta go back.
So
Back we go.
as you exit that sort of like side stomach area, you come back. Looks like the main entrance has sort of been churned over, and then you come to another more open area, like sort of a gut of some kind. It's less calcified, and there are more of these larger mushroom growths that give off a brighter glow. They're sort of like tiered in nature as well, almost like giant trees, some of them bigger than you, Kiara.
Wow. Big boys. Anything interesting
Yeah.
about those growths?
Give me a nature check.
I have a druid in my other campaign. And
Bone's like, don't make me roll. I hate rolling.
I have a wizard in
wanna roll
my
ever.
other campaign, and he's so good at knowing things. And my
You
boy,
are so good at hitting things.
You're so good at looking pretty, Matthias.
that's a
You're
9.
just
That blinds
listening.
us.
A 9. Do you want to touch
Tits
the
are
mushroom,
out.
pretty boy?
Do I want to what?
Touch the mushroom, pretty boy?
I would love to do that actually.
Okay, excellent.
Softly reach out and give it a little caress.
Are you touching it over my head just to be annoying?
Probably not on purpose.
Okay, you go over and you tap the mushroom, and a few of these like floating, glowing spores emerge and land on you and in Kiara's hair.
Oh no.
And then you brush them off, and you still have little like fluorescent spots on you.
Does
So-
it-
Kiara's got some hair glow.
Oh, it's pretty.
Can I roll nature on that?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you're.
can give me a nature check too.
Can I because I said this in the chat? Can I push the ticks off of Matthias's bare chest?
Just
This
swipe
forward.
at the bare chest just a
Yeah.
little bit, just to clean it off.
Oh look, you're glowing.
Boing.
So are you.
What did you get, Barden?
Sorry, I just had this image of Kiara doing that, but then there's like slight cat paws at touching him.
Just like a little
That was
glowing
all I
cat
could think
paw.
of. Just like there's like a little bit of claw just at the end of her fingers. That was all I
Ah.
could think of.
Hot.
I got
Hot.
a 13. Yeah, touching the boy, hot. Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
A 13? Okay.
Mhm.
You don't know the name of these mushrooms, but by the spores they give out, I think you would recognize Siren has some ink that glows a similar color. You think that these can be used as a component to make some kinds of like precious ink that are used by wizards.
Oh, okay. Just like turning to like group message at everyone. Anyone have a spare vial? I think Asar would like this.
Awaish from Asar's back holds up,
May I?
you know what it is.
Oh.
Canteen.
Yes.
Can I, in the
Are you
past,
sure?
have brought a bag with me?
Yes.
I can use mine. All right.
They
Oh,
also
yeah,
have
perfect.
Their
I can
own
use my
water
net.
skin. They just wanted 2.
I can use my net to transport things.
Yes. You can.
I
It's
also
like a
have
floating net behind you.
vials in a poisoner's kit.
That's true. You would.
I'll just be like, whoever's closest.
I'll gather
just
some
hold a hand out.
shrooms.
Wait,
Yeah,
Your
think-
hands are glowing, like on top of the like sort of black and the claws. You've just got glow.
Yeah. Barden is
Oh.
holding out. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think Taz would ask. Wait, what is this?
I don't think it's dangerous. I think you can use it as ink. Siren has some at home.
Oh.
I think Asar would love it. I think possibly use it in the tattoos.
There's a excited nod. Oh wait, no, you're not speaking out loud.
Yeah.
But Azara sort of like rubbing up against it.
Barden just like
Yeah,
pointing at the
rubbing up
mushrooms and
against
at him.
it, and you see these like long glowing streaks on the tail, almost like makeup.
Alex,
When you say tattoo, Kiara's water skin also comes out.
Okay. Kind of just goes to Matty since he's already got his hands there. It's just like, would you mind?
Yeah, he'll grab everything and put it into the net.
So you guys just gather a bunch of this glowing ink, these glowing ink components, which Azar can use as part of the material needed for his tattoos, or you can use it to write some glowing messages as you like.
quick question, Alex. Do I think that ink would fulfill the requirement for my special ink letters bullshit?
Yeah.
For... Sweet.
Feels
You
bad.
would have to
Kiara
take
takes
some time
some-
to make it into ink,
Sorry.
but yes.
Ooh.
Kiara takes some
Okay.
spores and just like kind of draws swirlies on their arms.
Hmm.
Just like, the black light paint that you sometimes have at clubs.
Yeah. Matthias will also like
Yeah.
do a little.
Oh, I can help. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
This
I am
is where I
very
mentioned
ashamed.
that your
Gets the
skin
amount
starts
on them.
itching.
Yeah.
Shit.
That happens as a result of Asar clunking across it.
All right.
Now that you all look super pretty, which way you going?
I always look pretty.
Also, we still have a +10 to stealth. Just saying.
Oh, no, actually,
we
definitely give me a
bedazzled
stealth
for
check.
the underwater rave.
Yes.
You're ready?
Stealth check. That's Dex.
Oh, is that all of
Um,
us?
Wait,
Yes,
are we doing?
Blurps
Sorry, are we
is
doing
up.
a stealth?
Stealth.
Oh, it's a check.
A plus
Never
10?
mind.
+10.
That's 23, baby.
Jesus H. Christ.
What did you get?
22.
What did you get, Vic?
39.
45.
Eh!
I was close.
I got a 16.
Same.
That's still.
Oh god.
But you're pretty.
I
That's
love
so
this.
pretty.
So
And so
pretty.
shiny.
There's just nothing like asking a rogue to make a stealth check with pass without.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
With past monetaries. Where is Taz? I don't see him.
Where'd Taz go?
Taz, Kiara would give him wraith paint tattoos too if they could see him.
I think before
ahead.
Taz stealths, he'll see you doing it and like walk over and I guess kind of an olive branch. He doesn't think he was an asshole, but feels tension.
You would know you hurt her feelings a little bit.
Yeah. Would walk over and just doesn't know what to say, but clearly wants to ask if you'd like to. It's being a really awkward.
Okay. Kiara as an empathetic person with a high wisdom, puts Taz out of his misery
Thank God.
and draws fun, swirly, like reef paint marks on Taz's like
Pardon?
chest and back and arms too.
Barden is just like, to Kiara, just like, draw eyes on his nipples and then do a smile in the middle. Dare you?
Immediately, boop, boop, boop.
I hear you, and in your head, you both hear. I can hear you telling. They've been too
It's-
hard.
I know.
So then you agree it is a very good idea.
It's very funny.
Look, now your titties are
What?
smiling at us.
Oh my god.
Could I
Welcome
get a
back, Sarah.
Constitution saving throw from everyone? You've been moving through here for
Oh.
about an hour now.
Oh,
Do
okay. It's been an hour?
Am I immune?
This
Things are
is for
dropping,
swimming,
babies.
Not for cold.
What's this
Wait,
for?
how long did you say we'd been here?
An hour. No, sorry, not a full. Like you cast your spells, but just over the process of swimming. Those of you who do not have a swimming speed, sorry, have to make a Constitution saving throw. So
Oh,
that
can
would
I-
be Nadawash and Barden, Matthias, Kiara, and Taz need to make con saves.
Also, I'm not even swimming.
You still
You're
get
not
your
even
+3.
Floating.
Still get a +3.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
okay.
20.
Nice,
24.
nice.
10.
That is all you need. None of you take a
Oh.
point of exhaustion.
Ooh.
Exhaustion, Alex.
When we hit an hour, Bless is gonna drop, y'all.
You still have a little time left on that spell. This is just
Okay.
like the pressure that your bodies are under at this level is significant, and you are doing physical exertion. So you can tell that it's like a lot of work that you're going through and doing.
Got it. Okay.
But this next room that you see here, again, opens up. There are more of these sort of like sharp rib spikes, and now you can feel the water is washing over you in and out in waves. There's a sound of some kind, a low thumping noise
Really?
from ahead of you.
Heartbeat?
Matthias, your magic stills the water as it washes over everyone. They can move quickly and silently. But ahead of you, you see 50 feet above a gigantic, thumping mound of flesh connected up above to the walls of this grand cathedral of flesh. A heart. Still
Why-
moving in its birth.
What?
I will say, Awaish does not notice this because as we've gone further into the phosphorescent stuff, they have straight up just pressed their face into Asar's little seal body. They're just vibing. This is better for them.
Can Kiara, I don't know, can Kiara try to use medicinal knowledge of any sort to try to figure out, like, is this weird? Why is their heart? It dead? It not dead? What's happening?
It's definitely weird. It's not dead.
Yeah.
Or it is dead. It's dead for sure.
Yeah,
I checked.
so-
That would be, yeah, I'll take medicine.
Yeah.
Can I
Listen,
swim a
she's
little
not smart.
closer?
She just doctor. Ooh, natural 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Plus
26.
26.
How does yeah. I want to ask you, Pusha, how Ignita manifests as you are looking over this heart. I think that there's an interest from your pact here, and I want to know how that appears to you.
I think what Kiara sees as they raise their hands up is like almost like coming out of the tips of their fingers like little fire tips, but also in the shape of talons. Like this swirl of gold kind of goes up, and if you're close enough to stare, it does look like a little like a cat flowing upwards, and it looks also a little reminiscent of the watery reflection of the cat on Kiara's tattoo, for those who've seen it.
Excellent. As you reach up and place this little paw on the heart, you feel the thump, thump, thump. And your vision blurs, Kiara. You feel your heart suddenly fall into motion, like skip for a second and then fall into the motion of this pumping heart. With your high medicine check, you recognize that this is not an element of the creature that means it is alive, but rather it is some kind of unnatural force that is currently sustaining it while it's being scavenged. Like maybe something enchanted this to keep going. But I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yeah, cool.
All of us are just
In order, and also you had to swim up to it. Again, it was about 50 feet away, so anyone who swam up with Kiara would be in the range, but you might not be within 10 feet of Matthias still. I'm not sure.
Okay, what save are we making if we were within
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
No, just Kiara needs to make the save. It's more about if she got the benefit of the spell or.
I may not get a
Oh.
+3.
Matthias was going up there anyway. I think I said that I was going up there, but whatever you want.
Yeah. If you touch it, also give me a wisdom saving throw then.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
Okay, so wisdom save, I rolled if I got the +3, I rolled a 15.
Okay.
Holy shit.
oh boy. We're gonna have to fight Matthias.
Do I still get bless on these guys? On
If it's still up, yeah.
this save? Okay,
It's
I rolled
bless is attacks and
An
saving
hour.
throws, right?
Oh yeah, it's a saving throw, yeah.
I rolled a 1 on the d20 and I also rolled a 1 on the d4.
You
So
also get a
that's-
+1 from Morning Bond.
So that's 3 plus 6 is 9.
Matthias Markhart, you must be cursed by the gods. I swear you must.
God damn,
I
it was for the
love
wet
it.
food joke.
Kiara, your vision blurs and you feel that heartbeat change within you. You get a quick glimpse, just for a second, as you are staring at this heart of just pounding flesh surrounding you, walls closing in, and then you shake it away. Matthias, from behind Kiara, you reach up, place your hand on, and then even stronger, almost like your whole body is shaking and thrumming to that same motion. the effect of your spells, but amplified over and over. A connection naturally to the unnatural life of whatever enchantment is sustaining this heartbeat. You suddenly see before you, vision going blank and then reappearing, a single heart. And then in the distance, another, massive, of crystal. And then another. And a final 4 hearts pounding in this simultaneous motion. And you are currently stunned, locked in onto this heart for as long as you're touching it. You can't see anything, you can't hear anything.
And I can't
Matthias
move.
just sort of like can't move.
Does my vision clear?
Yes.
When my vision clears, I think Kiara is going to tell everybody through the mind link what they learned from the medicine check. But seeing Matthias not move, she's going to say, Matthias, we need to get away from this.
You hear the
This-
voice in your head distantly, but almost like a mosquito, far away.
Rude.
Guess he's just staring lovingly at this heart.
Yeah, you want to make out with it?
Well,
Yes,
Kiara,
heart.
this is going to be really interesting. Kiara is going to be like, Matthias, let go, and try to. You're lighter underwater.
You are underwater, yeah.
Try to pull you away.
Give me an athletics check.
Can Kiara get her arms around you? I'm kidding.
Just like
I'm
kicking.
kidding. She's 5'6". She's fine. Yes. What do I roll?
Athletics.
Good luck.
Oh no. This Martin does like cool up, just like, you're right. Everything alright up there?
For our watchers, Kiara has a strength score of 6.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't.
And I rolled a natural 1. This dice is retired.
You try and pull Matthias away, and his hand is sort of like sinking into the flesh of the
Not again.
heart. You cannot. You cannot do.
Martin is up. He's swimming up.
This
I
world
mean,
wants to eat me alive.
You see Kiara pushing against the wall that is Matthias's chest ineffectually, and be like, "Okay, somebody come get me. Matthias isn't moving."
Yeah, Bun's up. Bun's gone. She is swimming her 40 feet of movement. Like,
You can also give me athletics check. The DC is higher now because he's getting pulled in.
I'm
Okay.
getting sucked.
Zucked.
I'm
Nat
getting
20.
sucked.
Yeah. All
Plus
right.
my athletics are just like an 8. That's like a 28.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What was your DC for that?
That was a 18. You
Nice.
also need to give me a wisdom saving throw, though.
Oh boy.
No!
Well,
I'm not
Everyone
touching
gets
him. I'm
blessed.
touching him.
you still need to give it to me.
You're in the vicinity.
I'm blessed. Oh, that's a 19.
And you're blessed.
Good.
Oh,
You also catch a
Plus a
glimpse
3.
of that same vision as you pull Matthias out. These sort of like tendrils of flesh, tendons connected to his fingertips. You have to pull hard enough to break him away. You can see the flesh sort of disintegrate off, this red meat coming off and dissolving in the water as you yank his body away. And Matthias, you are no longer stunned. Your vision clears, but you still feel
Ugh.
your heart beating in the same rhythm as the pound of flesh in front of you.
Fuck.
I think she's got her arms around his like chest, and she's just like patting him, like, "Come on, get out of it, come on."
Yeah, I'm. Thank you. Yes, I'm. I'm
Notably, this is related. I think you would pick up, not like that you would know this intellectually, but more like a sense. This is another kind of material that is not of what you are, subsumed by
Ooh.
heat, flesh, life, pulsing, pounding, sort of overtaking the material that makes up your devotion, Matthias.
How?
Does
This is something of heat in an area that is full of death.
I was gonna ask? Does Kiara, because it is of heat, does Kiara get that sense of familiar but wrong kind of a thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
Here
like that again.
Yes.
Here in this room, there also appears to be a few collapsed statues. Interesting for the inside, rib cage of a giant leviathan, but
Yeah.
Wanna look?
Yeah, let's take a little look around.
Yeah.
See if the
For
architecture
this,
looks familiar.
I don't want to have you guys continuing to roll like ongoing a ton of different investigation checks. So I'm actually just going to have one person roll an investigation check for me, and we're going to add +5 to it since you're all looking. And a d4 for bless. This is the last
Okay.
bless check. So one
yeah.
person roll a
Not
d20,
it.
add +5 and a d4.
Taz,
I'd
unless
say
Alish
Taz.
is,
Let's make
if
Victor.
Alish is in sensory deprivation chamber.
Yeah, as long as we leave like the glowy big phosphorus chamber, Awaish will reemerge. But they don't like that. They don't like the way it looks. I guarantee it.
Alright. Sarah, you rolling
Vic?
it or?
No,
Oh,
go for it. You roll.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm doing a d20. I'm adding +5. Wait, no. Alex, can you tell me what I'm adding once more?
+5 and a d4.
Okay, but not my investigation bonus?
No.
Okay. Okay. Woo.
Pressure's on you, babe.
Oh, that's fine. I rolled a 19, plus, and I got a 4 in the d4, so 28.
Damn!
Nice.
Fucking damn!
So sexy of you, Vic.
Yeah.
As you all are navigating through, you find an additional 40 gold pieces, and I'm writing this down too, just so you know. An additional 40 gold pieces, or the equivalent in like copper, silver, and gold. And these statues, all of their faces lack any eyes, any mouths, any noses. They're just sort of blank canvases, collapsed and broken like they've been worn away by the water, the details gone from rough to smooth. Taz, hidden inside the base of one of these statues, you find a book. It appears to be made of seaweed and scaled leather. Flipping through it, it is definitely waterproof. But you can't currently read the writing. It is aqua.
Mm-hmm. I thought.
Arden is at your fucking shoulder, just like, what book?
I don't.
Barton's little ears just prick up at book.
I don't think any of us can read this right now, and hand it to her.
You can give me a religion check.
Ooh. What is religion?
Religion check.
Not proficient, but not. I do get a bonus. God, I really need to boost my intelligence. Motherfucker.
Don't talk
You're
to
so
me
smart
about
already.
intelligence.
It's just, listen, I'm only
Lauren just like,
I'm only good at investigation expertise is what gives me the +8, but I want more.
I want to be the wizard.
I want a 20.
Let me be the
I don't
wizard.
know how I'll get it, but yeah, that's gonna be 14.
A 14. Okay. On the cover of this, the reason that I think you would recognize this is specifically because you have trained in and dealt with taking down cults.
ooh.
This seems to be associated. Wait, here, I have to pull up my names of gods. Seems to be associated with Mist. That is MYST, also known as the Creeping Dread or the Tendrils of Despair.
Damn.
Ew.
The seaweed-like patterns on the front, you don't think are actually writing, but rather a depiction of some kind of spreading figure on the front. So it seems like maybe there was some kind of cult worship that was happening inside or related to the creature you are currently within.
Alex, quick question. From that check and my knowledge of cults, is Taz in any way worried about like maybe saying, "Hey, don't read this alone," or something weird and magical
Possibly.
being wrong? Okay. So, to Barden, we'll say this to the group, but it's like focusing his mind specifically on Barden and Oasis. Barden, don't read that or anything until we can get it until if Oasis is filling up to it at some point to check it out magically. It's tied to a cult, and these kinds of books can be very dangerous depending on what magic is going on with them, if there's any.
Of course. I know Siren's had a few pass through his hands, so that's fine. But she does look like she wants to read it. It's just like there's a hand on your shoulder, and she's just like almost kneading on your shoulder, just like. It's fine. I get it.
I mean, you have the book, so.
Oh, is it in my hand? I don't have anything. I haven't brought my bag down with me.
Oh, he just instinctively handed it to you because it's a book. It's like, oh, Barton will like this, and then it was like, oh wait,
shit,
Barton will like this.
Yes. Doesn't say the cult though. Doesn't bring up like any of that information specifically to you, but you can read it and find out eventually.
Yeah, I hands it back to you. Just like, I don't have a bag, but thank you. I forgot. I didn't want to get any of my things wet.
That single investigation check represents the amount of time that you all are able to spend navigating through here before you realize that the pulsing feeling of the heart is becoming more and more uncomfortable to withstand here in this chamber. A rushing in your ears to the same rhythm, the feeling that your heart is just keeps skipping, trying to match the rhythm. It is distinctly uncomfortable to be around.
All right, let's
Can we keep going?
move along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to do another break real fast?
Yes.
I can. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to keep
do
going,
it.
but I'll take a break.
Yeah, same.
Real fast.
All
right.
But yes.
Okay.
All right, we will be right back.
Cool.
Okay.
We're back.
Welcome back. We continue strungering in the depths of
Strunger
a giant
time.
shed whale. The next area that you pass through, moving beyond more of these growths, seems to be definitely like stomach, lower intestine. There's this floating layer of darker water beneath you. It just kind of drops out into this open cavern, and you can see these like calcified or fossilized chunks of like fish skeletons and larger skeletons and bits of meat and gore that have kind of coalesced
Sorry.
into these like floating
One sec,
rocks.
someone's knocking at my door.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
But there are no more of those like bigger fluorescent trees. There are a few small growths to give off some light down below. But now you can tell that this area, there's still some like acidic residue in the water beneath you, but like the way the thicker liquid kind of settles at the bottom, it's down below. You have to swim above to avoid it.
Acidic residue is in that black oil.
Yeah. Well, not black oil, more like stomach acid.
Damn.
We'll find
I
it.
want the oil.
Okay. All right. Move on up this way. Y'all,
Moving on up.
follow us, y'all.
Here, I'll grab
Coming.
Miss anything interesting?
stomach acid.
Nah.
Ooh,
Stomach acid.
Sexy. So tasty.
Ooh, what's this little spot over here?
Did you just say the
Really?
stomach acid was tasty?
Who knows?
This is the lower stomach. As you guys enter, this is based on, now obviously some of you have swimming speed, but this is based on just like your ability to kind of navigate above the stomach acid. So this is going to be a dexterity check from everyone.
Uh-oh.
And Bless is now faded. It has been an hour.
I get
Two
one to
questions.
this-
Do I need to cast Alter Self again? I'm willing to.
Yes. If you want to keep that up, you still have the shell. But if you do want to have the swimming speed, then yes.
Yes, and also, do I have to make that check since I'm on a SAR?
I'll have Asar make it.
Nice.
+3 from Matthias. No, wait, no, not for
No.
save, not for checks. Okay.
Not for checks.
23.
Nice.
8.
4!
Nice.
I got 10.
Okay.
What did Asar get, Alex?
Asar got an 11.
Jesus, no one's
Wow.
doing well.
Matthias and Kiara, you both take
Great.
9 points of acid damage.
So I take 4.
I take 9, and I take 4 more.
Yeah.
If we're splitting it, should I take 5 and you take 4? Or, or do we round it up
What
to
does
10?
it say in the spell? I believe it's halved, right?
It's
You
half,
have
but...
resistance, and then I take whatever you take.
Got it. So
Okay.
because you have resistance, it's 4 and 4.
Okay, 4. Okay.
I got 10. Do I also get acid damage?
No, the DC was only 10.
Tight. Sorry.
We're just
I rolled a
garbage at
3 on the
this.
die.
You don't even have armor on right now, and you're still...
Yeah. And this isn't even less about the armor. It's more like just moving through. You can see feel the sizzling at your flesh. You try and swim above, and then these just tendrils and areas of darker. But that 9 isn't, you don't kind of take it all at once. It's more like collectively as you are in this room, that is the damage that Matthias and Kiara take over time.
Yeah.
Just a little sizzle.
It makes sense. Kiara's not a high dex person either. So, and also swimming, she knows how to do it, but this isn't her jam.
My character's just fucking cursed.
That's my jam.
Those with higher perception, I think probably Matthias, Oesh, and Barden. Actually, y'all all have pretty high passive perception, but especially with your feet, Oesh, there is another one of those statues that is sort of half sunken beneath an area where there's a lot of the stomach acid coalescing towards the bottom, and this statue does not seem to be worn away or broken at all, rather made of some kind of deep, dark, golden bronze material.
I kind of tap Asar's side and point down towards it.
There's a hesitant little wiggle.
And is this concentration? No. I cast floating disc to try to lift it up out of.
I thought you were gonna dive into the acid.
Who do you think I am?
Give me an Arcana check.
Sure. That I can absolutely do. Let me grab a different die because this one has not been super great to me. I shouldn't have done that. That's a 13.
It's enough. It's a bit harder than normal trying to get the disc under this thing to lift it out of whatever muck and goo and debris here, but you are able to kind of steady it and then lift the disc as you've done in the past. Usually it kind of floats behind you, right? So
technically it floats 3 feet above the ground in an unoccupied space, so I totally get that. Awaish is essentially trying to cast it in the wrong place so that it attempts to revert to 0 and lifts the thing out of the acid, you know? Yeah.
You, as this disc lifts up the rest of the party, you see this thing emerging. It almost looks like it's sort of catfished face, where it has these tendrils and whiskers, no eyes. That's not something that was caused by water damage. You would say, VJ, that it resembles a combination between a merfolk and a mind flayer.
Your favorite.
Yes, like that. It is exactly the description I would give. It is clasping between 2 hands if you took a batch of cherries and you made the cherries heart-shaped. Multiple little mini hearts connected by strings.
Oh. Can I roll to kind of understand what that is?
You can give me a history check, history or arcana,
Right.
but I will say that this is not something that
Strange
there's
and
it's very esoteric.
I have a question. If we can see this and Taz can see this, can you make a religion check for
You can also-
the regiment of occult?
Yeah, sure. I'll take
That's
that.
a natural one. I'll take it.
Oh, you.
I'm okay with not knowing this.
Can I roll to see if I know what it is?
History or arcana.
Thank you.
Yara will tell you what it is. It's strange.
It's weird.
It's weird.
20, not natural, Alex.
Okay.
That's a 13 for me.
13, yeah. Even with those, as I said, this is a very esoteric thing. It's not a widespread world-known cult. It's one particular location of one offshoot branch with its own weird symbolism. Taz, this is definitely related to what you think is cult, so it's still mist related.
Okay.
As we're thinking on it more, Mist is a god of forbidden knowledge, undeath, and magic, particularly. So something was happening related to this creature that maybe even caused its demise, whatever was going on within it. But again, it's not, the creature itself isn't undead, so it's hard to tell what they were trying to execute. But that even looking at it, Awaish, that group of connected hearts and things, this is nothing that would ever been taught to you in school. It's some kind of corruption of known magic and religion used in its own way.
Do I have anything for it?
With a 13 it was?
Mhm.
Nothing except that you do think that this symbolism is associated with usually gods that are not allowed to be worshipped in most countries, darker gods, known as the Yasei pantheon. That's Yasei. Gods that are not usually worshipped in Abjor, etc. So, dark gods.
Is there a place where they're usually taken in?
Not necessarily.
So just niche parts anywhere.
Niche parts. It's kind of an amalgamation of people would say it's not supposed to worship those. You would know that like the mother of monsters, like Tiamat, is one of those gods who is associated with the wild, isn't worshipped, etc.
I just love the idea that she knows this from Siren, who has no idea of what is appropriate to tell a child. Just like
Definitely.
weird ass stories.
And he also
she
did a
says
lot
what
of
she knows.
research into the Yasei pantheon.
I'm gonna take this statue with us. I'll just keep my disc up.
Okay. It is
Free
about
statue.
like 18 feet tall, made of this dark bronze material.
Yep,
Look,
that's
if
fine now.
you think if you could get it out of here, it's probably worth a pretty penny to some like collectors.
We don't
I'm
need a
definitely
mask.
gonna have our stronger friends carry it once we get out of here, since my disc can't go across open spaces. But other than that,
Okay.
All right, let's keep going.
Rock will love it.
Which way you head?
It'll look great on the ship.
This
melting
way.
that shit down.
Swim
Is
after
there a way out
Matthias.
this way? No. Shit.
Swim.
Nope, that's just the sort of like side stomach
What
lining.
about down? So it looks like this kind of leads up somewhere.
There's more.
That's the way you came.
Yeah, there's more up
There's-
this way.
Is it?
Trying to find Matthias.
Oh my god,
Okay,
yeah.
Where is he? Okay, there he is.
You couldn't see the glare from the shiny chest.
Yeah, what about this way?
All right.
You-
Dead end.
We love you.
Alex.
anything-
Is that a
Are you
dead?
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah,
look-
that's
no,
a wall
there are
bound.
stairs.
Yeah.
There are stairs.
Oh,
wait.
There are what?
Nope,
Sorry, I
that's
thought
the
there were
dead end.
stairs.
Dead end.
It just has to do with the way the map works, I think.
All right, this way then.
You are swimming around and navigating for another half an hour. So you've been underneath the water for about an hour and a half. Now is when I'm going to ask you guys to make a check related to the cold. So if you have cold resistance, you do not have to make this check. Everyone else has to. Will you give me a Constitution saving throw?
I am within 10 feet of Matthias at all times.
For some reason, it feels like when you're snuggled up to the paladin, you're just better at doing things.
But apparently the paladin isn't.
Sloan, get new dice.
I'm like switching between dice. I'm trying to figure it out.
You need
Nothing
to get
works.
rid of all of those dice.
No,
You gotta
because
switch
they
to a
work
digital
with my
roller.
other characters. They
Use
work.
the roller or something.
Yeah, whatever.
I've got
tried
a
that too.
15.
15?
Get those
Okay.
mechanized odds.
17.
17?
12.
12?
Muted.
I can't hear you.
I was assuming you added the +1. Oh wait, no, warding bond's gone too. 15.
15? Okay.
Alex,
Excellent. Then it is
Actually,
only
20, if that matters.
nope. It is only Matthias. Well, oh no, warding bond is gone. Matthias, you take 6 points of cold damage. Again, just like generally over time as you are swimming, even though you're breathing through the shell, you're finding it harder and harder to breathe, sinking back into a state of mind that reminds you very deeply of the waste, where you're pushing through and you're pushing through the numbness that you're feeling, continuing to work, but your body, even though your mind is still focused, your body is just a little more sluggish.
Okay.
This next passage, as you move through, a lot more seaweed, as well as some skeletons. Looks like maybe some kind of like disposal area for debris inside one of these creatures' stomachs. A lot of bones here, some old like armor. Most of it's been eaten away by stomach acid. But you start seeing some small crystalline fragments embedded in the flesh and walls.
Wanna look at it?
Mhm.
Not touch it,
Yeah.
but I wanna look at it.
Yeah.
I want to lick it.
Of course.
I wanna look at it. What do you want us to roll?
Yeah, would that be...
Oh, I mean, you don't
Sure.
need a perception check to see that as you step like through this, like step over and swim through these sort of spiky bone protrusions, almost like a mini spine, you see another gigantic frozen heart covered in crystal 50 feet above, hanging down from the roof of this fleshy wall.
Barden just sort of, I saw that when we pulled Matthias out of the heart.
Yes, the three of you did.
Oh yeah, but she's saying that group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Well,
Kiara,
Don't
did
touch
you,
it.
anyone else see it?
Yes.
And the crystals are growing out of the heart, right?
Crystals growing out of the heart, and also just this whole area. They're growing out of like this sternum thing that you swum up through, growing out of like the walls of flesh, even bones in places.
Um,
Oish,
I'd like
have you ever-
to. Sorry, what?
Buttons, Oish, have you ever seen anything like this? Diagrams to keep something awake, or, you know, for items of being, different
Have I?
elements.
You can make another history check. History
Well-
roll.
Every day I history check.
Mhm.
While
And
that's
it's so sexy
happening,
of you.
I think Taz would have swum up closer, not to touch it, but to look and see if it's like even beating a little bit behind the ice.
I'll
Like,
resolve that
the
in a
moment-
second.
The moment he scoots forward, like, Barden just grabs hold of his leg, just like, don't touch it. Please don't touch it.
What was that check?
That was a 26.
Ooh.
26. Now, again, you don't have particular knowledge of this cult, nor the like religious rituals associated with it, but I actually think what this calls to mind is more what you talked about with the Lord of the Tomb Loft. The idea of consumption of flesh and power through that. It seems like the material of this Leviathan has been preserved in some way by the cult or forces that lived and worshipped within it, perhaps for some kind of later pickup or storage. So these hearts, there is power, intense power concentrated within them. You could feel it in the room, even though you didn't see the heart, you could feel it pulsing through your body.
Mm-hmm.
And the main like triad of deities, like that's kind of like a theme of the world, but there are other kinds of symbolism, particularly elemental symbolism, that is also fairly common. So a live beating heart, a frozen heart. You think maybe the other two relate to water and air.
Okay. Awash, without speaking into the psychic link, shakes their head and then encourages Asar to swim up towards the heart.
He will swim up.
I have in my inventory a small dagger, and I would like to try to use it to chip off one of the crystals on the heart.
Give me an intelligence saving throw, I wish.
Oh boy.
I would love to make an intelligence saving throw.
Wasn't the other one a wisdom?
Mm-hmm. The other one was
That's
wisdom.
interesting.
Okay. That is a 16.
Unfortunately, that is not enough.
Wait. Reaction
intelligence saving throw?
power of Iron Will. My first time using it properly.
Okay.
And it'll so Taz is up there just looking at it. I don't know if I have to make safe for that, but then you come up and start trying to do this, and Alex, is it like something? Is like the whatever's happening like something pressing into Oasis's mind?
Yeah, you can feel it through the link.
Yeah, I feel it too, and in that split moment where Taz is just like, oh, this is about to take hold, there's like a loud shout in your head. Taz's voice, I don't know what he says, but you get a +6 to that, so 22.
There you are.
22.
The crystal breaks and there's this sweet noise. A chime, a hum, a bell-like laugh. That's so familiar to you. And then you hear Taz's voice over it, discordant, a shout that breaks the illusion, and pull that crystal away. see just for an instant in the frozen wall of the heart the shifting image of a female face that disappears. And you are not charmed.
Oh, I also have advantage against being
You also would
charmed.
have had
I didn't
advantage, yeah.
know to roll that.
No worries, I should have told you. But yes.
I take that crystal, I put it in my pack, and then I swim a Sar back down and take one from the ground as well. Putting them in different places in my pack so that I know which one is which.
Okay, one from the walls, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you break off this one from the wall, you don't have to make a check, but you hear another like faint, resonant, sweet laugh. It seems like they are connected in some way to the original heart.
Hmm. Well, that was bad. Awaish nods towards Taz and pockets the crystals.
And you can note down that you have one Heartlorn crystal. HEARTLORN.
I'm calling it now a spell in the future that uses that as a material component.
Why would you think that?
I'm stating the obvious, but I want it stated.
So I have one of those, and the other one is just like a regular crystal.
The other one you could still probably use like as a component for something, but you the one that you took off of the heart has more magical properties.
That makes sense.
I think once she sees Awaish take one and no damage, like Barton is also going to take one of the crystals from the ground.
Oh.
Siren might like to see it. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
When you break off a piece of this crystal, Barton, there's a hum in the back of your mind, distant, like your father singing.
He just smiles and just. Haz, can I put this in your bag? Is that okay?
I have the net.
Oh, yeah. Is that going to be tight enough for a crystal?
I don't know.
It won't just slip out.
I'm not
gonna
gonna
put it in.
have you guys like lose items because they fall out when you're swimming. I think that's
Cool.
stupid.
Just thank you.
The book is also in there as well.
Yeah.
You also note that in this area there are a lot of these little tiny like grasses, little glow weeds, small orange glow down here. It's also not by much, but definitely colder in this area. You think you're a little bit deeper. You haven't come across any other scavengers, but you've seen marks of scavenging, like things have been moved and taken. This area in particular, any of the skeletons, like you just haven't seen anything of note that looks valuable from first glance. You had to dig around a little bit closer to find more valuable things. But that is the second heart. If you want to investigate in this area or keep exploring, that's up to you.
Barton looks at Taz, just like.
A quick once over to see if he spots anything interesting besides.
Sure. Investigation check.
That is gonna be a 17 plus stuff. 25.
With a 25, you find a holy symbol, Tazriel. It's sort of like a starfish, but again, kind of that like strange, spreading out thing. A holy symbol of the god Mist. It might be worth around 15 to 20 gold pieces if it was sold, again, to some kind of collection.
All right. Why don't we try going up in this direction?
Yeah, let's investigate. Wow.
That is.
Anything over here?
Is that dead end?
It's very
I think
dark.
as they're going.
That must be a dead end.
Yeah. But there's a worm.
Oh.
There's a what?
Worm?
What?
Worm.
There's a worm.
Oh.
Everyone congregate around the worm.
It's the only worm we've seen, so it must be there for a reason.
It's important.
All right.
Can I investigate the worm?
His face.
You want to
Babe,
give me
you
an
put it there.
investigation check?
You put it
Roll
there.
Arcana.
We're gonna look at
This
it.
worm has strange magic.
Give me a roll.
Don't humor them.
Dirty 20.
This worm is moving in a way you think maybe it's trying to communicate with you.
You're so
could-
right.
No.
It could be a polymorphed creature.
It's doing worms thief scan.
You could squish it, it might be polymorph.
I'm not gonna squish it.
You could just
Well,
poke it.
if a polymorph
lick
creature
it.
is reduced to 0 hit points, then it'll
I
turn
don't
back.
listen. If a polymorphed creature is reduced to 0 hit points, it'll go out, but that doesn't mean it won't be screaming all the way there.
Or
That's
be able to
true.
breathe the water.
You do find a worm here, but there are multiple worms in this area crawling over, like
I put it on
the
a star's head.
carcasses. You put it on a star's head.
Like a
Yeah,
a
right in
long
front of
tongue
me.
comes out and eats it.
No! I
Yes.
smack Asar a little bit, slightly.
And then he sort of puffs out a cloud of smoke and spits out a wizard. No, I'm kidding.
How'd that wizard get here?
Anything up this way?
Should we go? I
A
think we
lot
could
of
go down.
worms.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're gonna go
Shut the
down
fuck
this way.
up. Oh, there's something this way.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit!
I'm stuck. Hold on, I'm stuck.
oh no!
I'm stuck in the heart. I'm unstuck now.
Beware the frozen heart.
This area, there are multiple, it looks like maybe like heavy things have sort of rolled down and coalesced in here due to the pressure and the shape of this like arterial, I would say, like offshoot and section. It's also very spiky. Like the bones in this area and the debris have kind of caught almost on these like like Venus flytrap style, sort of like, or like a tube plant where if you go in one way, it's soft, but if you come back out the other way, it's sharp because they're pointed inward. As you swim in deeper here, you don't really notice at first because the walls and the bones are all tilted one way and you're not going to get injured, but trying to swim back is very difficult without hurting yourself.
Oof.
Y'all have fallen into my trap!
God damn it.
No! I love using multiverse because I'm just like, you went there? Cool. You're there.
The rogue is gonna be fine. I don't know about the rest of the fuckers.
But you all note there is some kind of very well preserved, like bound in metal, probably enchanted by the faint runes engraved on the metal, which is why it doesn't appear to have been affected by the water or the pressure or the stomach acid or anything. A beautiful dark mahogany chest.
Mahogany.
That's mahogany.
Mahogany.
I can just see freaking Vic in the corner just be like, what's it? let
I love
me work.
Lou.
I'm gonna tell you something really special, VJ. It's locked.
It's oh, baby, my time to shine.
Not for long, bitch.
Yeah.
We're
I mean-
coming.
I mean, just like Bond, just like that does look.
This is
like
why we
magic,
pack a rogue
though.
every day.
Oh, just
Always
this
bring your
does look,
rogue.
funny enough, y'all, I do not have expertise in thieves' tools, but my dex is high as fuck, so who gives a fuck? Listen, I have other important things. I had to be able to lie to
No, I get
Barden. I had to be
Oh
able to...
shit. It's too late now, but if you told Kiara you were picking the lock, she would have guided you.
I'll allow that.
Oh, I haven't done it yet. He's like
Yeah.
looking at it and he gets super excited because in his
Oh,
mind,
he's doing a little dance first?
he's like
He's
I don't
fucking
think-
topless and dancing in the cold water.
I don't think he gets to pick a lot of locks. I think a lot of his work doesn't actually require him to do it, and he like slips in different ways. And whenever he gets the chance, he is supremo excited about this.
Love him.
Okay. Yeah, give me that roll.
I think. Did you say guidance, Kiara? I think while he pulls out his lock kit, he's kind of rolling, and I think given everything that's happened the past few days, the good dream he had, the bad situation he had, I think while he's rolling, he'll say, I used to not be very good at this when I was back at the academy. One of the other cadets, or one of the other students, Vel, they were always better at this and would tease me so much about it. Oh yeah. That would
They sound nice.
That will do. Alex, that's a 27.
A 27. You can tell that it is trapped. It is with the guidance that you are able to deftly, like, undo the bands first to prevent the enchantment, and then unlock this chest and open it. And will you roll a d20 and a d100 for me, Tess?
You know what? I've never rolled a D100 before now. At least not as a player.
Isn't it fun?
Okay.
Ain't
The
it
D20.
fun?
The D20 is 3,
Okay, 3.
and the D100 is a 67.
67.
So close.
First, as you open it, floating out is a glass eye. Brilliant, brilliant blue. Probably worth around 100 gold pieces. Definitely useful as a component. I think Oweshi would recognize this as a component that can be used for the spell Clairvoyance. Grab that.
I think Awish, speaks for the first time, and it's fucking worth it. And just in a voice that sounds so small, just says, "Can I have that, please?"
I think Taz is a little shocked at hearing you saying out loud and not just in his head, but yeah, it grabs it and like.
Oh no, in your head. It's the first time they've done it in your head
okay.
too. They haven't spoken at all.
Okay. Yeah, and
A glass eye worth 100 GP. The next thing that you pull out, Tazriel, is a gilded bird skull set in with tiny sapphires.
Ooh.
Probably worth
Shiny.
about 300 gold pieces.
he's sapphire.
How big is it?
300 gold pieces.
It can fit
Is
in
it
your
like-
hand.
Is it like a crow or a raven skull?
Yeah.
Ooh.
In particular, associated with the Raven Queen, this can be used as a component to summon undead. If you wanted to do such a thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Internet.
There are also a number of just like crystal beads within here that you can take for your jewelry kit, Tazriel, or also could be used as various spell components. Very elegant, very pure, of different colors, so could be used for making jewelry, anything like that. Most notably, however, let me look at mine.
Most notably? You mean more notably than the fucking bird skull in the Okay, all right, Alex, give it to me.
There is set in a smaller box that you open very carefully. Blue velvet. An elemental gem. Also a sapphire.
Okay, I was about to ask. I'll in my head to Elise. Do you know what this is?
I'll check it out.
Give me Arcana.
Every day I'm rolling Arcana.
Can I give the help action?
This is based on Oasia's like known knowledge, so probably not something you
Okay.
could help with.
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 18, so that's a 26.
This is an uncommon item that, when you use an action to break it, conjures an air elemental, as if you would use the conjure elemental spell.
Oasia's
Ooh.
eyes widen, looking at it, and then just raise up their hands, and Thieves' Cant to Taz, careful.
I think he'll close it back. Like, does it have like a latch? Like, it actually can shut? Like,
Yes.
Okay, we'll close it back, shut it, and then place it. If the latch looks secure, he'll put it in the bag with the nets. Like, if it doesn't look like it's gonna like jostle and like come out and get like destroyed or whatnot. Okay. Dope.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Finally.
Break in case of
we-
emergencies.
Do we want the fancy chest?
There's
It's
one more thing in
mahogany.
there. One second.
Wait.
Mahogany.
Nice.
The last thing in here is a little bit uncomfortable to look at, because just like at the bottom of the chest, sort of like set in and bolted, is a very familiar horn. It looks exactly like the one that is protruding from Asar's head.
Oh.
He picks it up very gingerly and then holds it up to Asar.
Sort of shakes for a moment, and then Oish, you feel like a movement underneath you,
Mhm.
and you like kind of float away as Asar transforms back into his normal form. You see now he is wearing a long white leather coat, very elegantly done up and strapped over him, with the hood pulled up that he pulls back down, just sort of blowing out bubbles in the water as he takes this from you very gingerly, turns it over, and just like tucks it back inside the coat, and then transforms back into the giant seal.
Just kind of puts their arms back around Asar.
Barden's also going to very gently, like, put a hand on his side. Just very, very, not wanting to step, but just like...
It is said that Selkie's horns have numerous magical properties.
Mm-hmm.
Kara will do similar to Garden. Just a little, I'm sorry, buddy.
That is the contents of that chest in particular. It was definitely warded very heavily. You needed to beat a 25 to not trap it or to do an investigation check previous to opening it, with a mass amount of damage. But the things inside are very valuable. Also within, just like the base of here, as you guys are gathering and collecting, about 270 gold pieces.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we'll have that.
Okay, Alex, just double checking.
Yes.
I have bypassed the trap, or it's disarmed. Like if I
You
close
have
the camp.
bypassed it, you have not disarmed it.
Okay, so I tell that to the others. I didn't activate it, but it's still there. I don't know if we want to take the chest with the money inside of it, and then we try dispelling this at a later date. We just shouldn't try and open it again until we have some magical assistance with that. I'm amazing with traps, but I can always fail.
You can just put the gold in a bag.
Yeah, it's like...
Alright. Gathers up the gold.
You still have your chest of golding,
Yeah.
which again can
Oh,
fit
wait,
infinite
that-
amounts of
that's
gold.
right. Yep.
Golding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dumps it in the chest.
Yeah.
207 gold, you said, Alex?
270 gold, just in this
70.
area. That was with you just looking, like you can tell that being within this area, there is a shit ton of loot. But as you've like looked over, taken all those items out, this particular little like section is kind of constricting slowly. Again, those like spines pointed downward. If you, I have an escape DC set for right now and a certain amount of damage. If you guys want to do another investigation check to look in this area, there's potentially valuable loot, but the DC and the damage gets higher.
Probably better to just leave.
Barden's out.
Pardon? Okay. So you
it's
can also
like,
leave now.
you guys can
if
do what
someone
you
wants to make
want.
an investigation
I'm
check instead.
I want to go so badly, but that would be against my character, so Oash is good to leave.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
Yeah.
You
Everyone
hear
good
in
to
your
leave?
wait. You hear in your head, Matthias. And I do think it might be a good idea for most of us to leave, but just one quick glance, if I may.
Fine.
Okay. Everyone except Tazriel can give me either a athletics or acrobatics check to swim out of this area.
Oh,
Again,
boy.
Asar can make that for you if you want.
Thank you, SR.
Kiara will guide herself.
Okay.
16.
She's rolling like
16?
butt on these checks.
23.
Okay, excellent.
Hey!
Nice. Asar got a 15, which is good. And what was Kiara's?
17.
17. Okay. Here we go. That means that it is... No one got below a 15, right?
As long
think
as
so.
Asar didn't.
Nope. Asar got a 15. Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. That is going to only be 6 points of piercing damage. That's halved from 12 to each of you.
Oh, okay.
That's rude.
Navigating at, like, your clothes get caught on, you get slightly scratched by the barbs as you're pulling yourselves out of this area. It's constricting around you. Taz, give me one more investigation check.
My nipples get all scratched up.
Of course they do.
Sloan, I forgot that your shirt was out, and I thought you were about to just tell us something about your nipples. I was like, what?
My nipples are so chafed right now.
Alex, that is a natural 20 for a 28.
Wow.
Give me something.
We are looting this dungeon.
Yes.
Give me this. Give me all. I'll take. Listen, you could. Actually, I'm not going to say this out loud. You might do it.
A glance inside there's a vase, and then past that vase, a tiny little box that looks like a rock. You grab it, open it very carefully. Inside, a single, beautiful, perfect diamond. Must be at least worth 500 gold pieces.
Ooh,
Aren't you glad I stayed? Aren't you glad I stayed? Diamond for the Claire lock?
That's tight. That's pretty tight.
Okay,
Especially with that natural 20. You can also just like scoop up another handful for yourself, a few salt orbs, another 30 gold pieces, Tess. But now on that, like, you can feel this thing is kind of still constricting, so you're gonna also need to give me an acrobatics or athletics check. The DC went from 15 to 20.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? That's, Alex, and just so I'm clear here, just so I understand, if I fail the check, do I get out and I just still take damage, or do I fail, take damage, and have to go again? Okay. You know what? I'm acrobatic. I'm whatever the.
Say whatever you need to.
I'm Dexy.
Say whatever you gotta say, man.
I'm Dexy. Unfortunately, that is a 19 total. I needed to hit at least
total.
a 16.
Okay, Taz, that is 21 points of piercing damage. As you are swimming up, like, one of these barbs caught in your shoulder. You have to force yourself down and away from it, and then sort of slide past it again in order to get up and around and through, continually scratching yourself. It's not a deadly wound, but it's affecting your ability to swim and then to dodge future attacks. So significant amount of damage in this case, blood trickling out into the water.
I think when he gets out, bloody, like the deepest wound on his shoulder, but lots of cuts around his chest. And I think, like some of the cuts going through like the scars and stuff. And I think at this point, anybody that might be looking at Taz's chest notices like some of the scars like growing over the cuts.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You already knew this.
I know, but it's fun to see again.
And looking.
Yeah. Listen,
Okay.
Taz is shirtless. Why wouldn't I be looking?
Arden just kind of grabs and tries to pull him the last like loop way, just trying to get him safe.
Matthias will help as well.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yara, could you?
I can help a little bit. I'll use 10 points of paladin juice.
Ooh,
Paladin juice.
He's good. He's good then. He doesn't need anything else. But he will, while this is happening, open up, take out the little little case and open it up and hand it and show it to Kiara.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
This would be useful when I'm stronger, I think.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
but
then puts
hold
it
on,
in the
one-
thing.
Remembering that, seeing Maddie heal Taz, Kiara's like, oh shit, I should do that, and so she's gonna go ahead and cast a little cure wounds on herself. Because she's
Very nice.
she's been taking some damage.
Get that
Good.
2d8. Okay.
Yeah.
You can now emerge out from this side area, burdened with glorious loot, back past that icy heart. You guys are still stealthing, but again, with high perception, because you guys are connected by mind link, I'm not necessarily having like individual people like notice something and then not, but emerging back out into this area, there's sort of a disturbance in the water, a general like creeping sense, some noises dulled by the sounds. You do think that there are some other scavengers in this area now. Some other creatures that are moving through here.
Time to go.
Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
know when our parlay stops. Maybe we should head back.
And you hear Taz think, I wish we knew exactly the rules here.
Would be helpful.
Kiara is going to swim up to Barden and basically just like hold on to the back of her shirt, basically try to get a little bit of assistance swimming. She's tired and not strong.
Like seriously, like she's just like heaving, like she's got your arms around her neck. But like just before she does that, she's like, oh, I didn't show you, and like places Kiara's palm over her side where the gills are, like, and they're not like thrilled, they're like almost like cuts in her side, but they're not bleeding. They're just there, and she's just like, it's new.
So it feels so weird, but I love it.
I mean, it is weird, but it works. I can appreciate it.
Now, our audience can see this because Sloan has access to secrets, but I get to do something very fun for the party as they can't see it. Just so you guys know.
I don't like this.
As you
Don't like that word.
sort of like navigate through this next passageway, first I'm going to need everyone to give me another Constitution save if you do not have a swimming speed. Oash, you still have one since you cast Alter Self again. Barden, you're fine. So Maddie Boy, Kiara, and Taz, this is again swimming in a deep pressure area for 2 hours.
+3 for your saves.
Yep.
Are we heading back out the same way?
You're heading, no, you're going out a different.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
14.
14?
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, all of you.
26, I believe.
Excellent. None of you gain another point of exhaustion. Pushing through, muscling through the cold. Actually, I would say maybe just enticed by what you've found, even though it is dark and terrifying, tight spaces in here. There's valuable stuff. This particular passage, you finally start to see, just like emerging from a thick vein on the floor, some spouts of this black oil dripping from the ceiling as well. The physics of it are a bit weird because you're in water, but it's still kind of like thicker and dripping down.
Arden just puts a hand over Kiara's head behind her, like to stop it from dripping.
Like a really terrible lava lamp.
Yeah.
Kiara drops a guidance into Barden.
Okay.
She's riding Barden.
Be careful. Try not to let it touch you.
Oh, I think. Actually, hold on.
And then ahead of you, around the corner of this passageway, there's just sort of a mass of this thick black goo. Come back to Azrael.
Oh, I thought you meant like ahead of where I was.
No, right there. There you are.
Okay.
A thick mass of it that's just blocking the passage.
Is it blocking like a wall, or is it blocking like we can swim over it?
No. It's you guys are in probably like it's maybe like 7 to 10 feet, sort of like a tunnel that you're swimming through, like a giant vein, right? And it's just like gummed up.
We'll probably need to go back and swim around.
I could try to punch a hole through it.
With what?
What if you do that and it spurts out?
I offering, I don't know how any of this would work.
Just
but that is one option.
I know.
We can move back because I can usually push things pretty far
Okay,
with
all right.
my blast.
We just all
let's
gonna
all
hide
back
around
up.
the corner and let Kiara just from
The range is 120
Back it up
feet
and
on
stop.
Eldritch Blast. So
Okay,
however
you have to,
far,
like get around the corner.
There you go.
yeah, physically, I think still backpacking on Barden.
Yeah. Just about.
Kiara is going to, you can't, can you guide a, no, I can't guide an Eldritch. Guide it's lasts a minute though. I don't know how that works. Anyway,
It's a
she can throw.
check, not an attack.
It's a check, okay. Yeah, then Kiara is going to roll for Eldritch Blast.
Give me an attack roll.
Ooh. I don't have to. I rolled. I can't remember. It's been so long. Do I roll separately for each beam? I
Yes,
do, right?
separately for each.
Okay. Let me just do that then. Okay. Well, they rolled the same. That is a 16 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage for me.
Sweet. 1d10 plus 4. So the first one is 12 force damage.
Nice.
And the second one is 9 force damage.
Okay, 12 and the Eldritch Blast sort of hit and impact. You see exploding out in slow motion this black slime. And then it kind of retracts a little bit and wiggles. And then begins to inch towards you.
Oh, a slimy slime.
I think we
And
made a
is-
mistake and we should go away.
Let's roll initiative.
Oh god.
My little.
But we are coming to a close here. So I'll have you guys roll initiative. And then I think we'll wrap there.
Okay, I have disadvantage on my initiative rolls. However, I just rolled a natural 20, so I'm using my inspiration to keep that roll.
Yes, you are very much allowed. Okay, that is a wish with what is the total for you?
22.
Okay, 22. Give me those numbers, baby.
18.
18.
No.
19.
It's fine, you're on my
Cortez.
back. It's better.
15.
If I move, you're gonna
Yara?
move.
What's Maddie at?
15.
15. Excellent. And then
It's a
Asar.
good waste of a natural one.
Asar with a 4. Excellent. And okay, and excellent. As this thing, this goo moves towards you, you now see it is shifting and changing in color. These massive pseudopods reaching out down the hallway. And then as you step back, you feel sort of a shift and a movement behind you. And where it's been gathering on the ceiling, another one coming from around the hall. You are pinned between two of these things.
Oh, good.
I hate it.
Good, good,
And
good.
that's where we're gonna end our session for today.
Amazing.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right.
Thank you, Alex.
Well,
Now, I didn't get to do this at the top. I wanted to leave a little extra time. Oh, no, we have our introduction back, right? We have our introduction back?
Yeah.
Excellent. I just wanted to, if anyone has anything they want to shout out that's coming up this week that they're on, I wanted to leave a little time for that, because that's always nice. So, anything that anyone wants to shout out?
Oh,
By off week next week, so I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, VJ.
I am in a stream later tonight on Took I Guess's Twitch channel, going through MCDM's Horde scenario that they put out with some custom classes.
Ooh.
Awesome. Well, please go check that out. I'll put another shout out in our chat, so go check out our amazing cast everywhere they can be found. Thank you to Epic Isometric for this map. They have a really cool Patreon. They have these beautiful isometric maps that you can put into your virtual tabletops, and obviously they're incredibly beautiful and very, very cool to use as reference. Once again, our maps are courtesy of One More Multiverse, adding all these cool glow effects and things like that and little pixel tokens. And Soundtail helps provide our music. We super appreciate that as well. If you liked and enjoyed this episode, you can catch VODs and other streams over on our YouTube, Total Party Kiss. Stick around for we'll let you know when Tragedy of Theologian is back from hiatus. It just got nominated for TTRPG Campaign of the Year for the Game Hers Awards, so which is super cool. We love Tragedy. We love that cast, and we are big fans. And Subdatum is back next Thursday, of course, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. That's our horror fantasy die RPG that we're running through that IGM, which is also super fun. And you can follow us on our other socials, Instagram, Total Party Kiss, Twitter, Total Party Kiss, for more updates, things like that, other announcements. I think that's everything.
That's it. Good
Cool.
job. All right, everybody.
Then we'll see you guys next Saturday. Thanks for joining us.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.